I'm glad I started that afterwards. But it's always
All
good
right,
to
we
include
ready?
those. I do love those random intros. But
Are
yeah,
we
we're
ready?
Yes,
ready.
yes.
Okay. When last we left our party, they had come to Fort Celia, now renamed to Hyar Kingdom, and assisted an elder Coatl named Zeltar in repelling an invasion by mind flayers. Unfortunately, during the final battle, they found themselves a man down and heavily injured, leaving them unable to pursue the escaping mind flayers. Their allies on board the Dauntless Voyage attempted to intercept, but were cut off by the mind flayers' thralls, making a desperate suicide attack to buy time. The party teleported on board and gathered some information and documents, as well as a few catatonic thralls, hoping to learn more about the purpose of this attack. The following day, the King of Bulwark and the Queen of Phalanx made a personal visit to the island to see it for themselves and make an offer of an alliance in order to secure Hyrkin's legitimacy in claiming this place as his own. The party made a deal with King Octavius, and construction on the keep, as well as a tower and an elevator to the surface, will begin shortly. Erlan expressed worry that some of the mind flayers had escaped, and that it may be wise to try and pursue them since it could become a problem in the future. However, this remains one of the many problems that the party are currently trying to balance. And that was where the previous session ended. I will put on the music and I will set the scene for you all. Just double check this isn't super loud because it's a newborn.
Oh, it will be. Oh yeah, since the last game, I've listened to an ungodly amount of bardcore.
God damn it, Rob.
I've created a whole
Why
playlist.
is let's just try this. Slash play. I think it's not working because we're in a private channel. Let's try this now. There we go.
There we go.
He's oh, okay.
There we go.
Just
Right.
turn myself.
So, to set the scene, what we will say is that you guys are just sort of finishing up your previous conversation with the King and Queen, and unless you have anything else you wanted to speak to them, they're going to take a brief tour around the island, guided by Captain Virian of the Dauntless Voyage around the island in order to see what there is and what repairs need making. The king has informed you that there is already supplies and ships waiting at Duskwatch, ready to set off and begin construction on his signal, which he will send shortly. And
How
that
many
while
days has it been again since we initially left for this isle ourselves?
it was a day's journey, I believe, and then you've slept once on this island, so
There's only been a
a
couple days.
maximum of 2 days.
Okay, that's fine.
Obviously, Virtue, you said you would pick up within the next week or two, and the same for the Sonic Oscillator. You haven't yet had any instruction from the Dragons of Dragon's Rest, and no word has arrived about whether there is an attack on Farward yet. So at the moment, it seems like you are in the calm before the storm sort of situation.
Okie doke. Yeah, so that kind of like answers what I was going to ask them if there was any updates, but if there's been nothing we've heard, then
Well, I mean, you can ask them, but we'll say that that's how you know, is that they informed you of that.
okay, doke.
Is that forces are massing at Forward in order to try and repel an attack, and some of the civilian populace is being evacuated. Of course, it's hard to evacuate a whole city on very short notice, but they'll do what they can.
So you say Farward is going to be under attack?
Yes, that's what's expected to be invaded by the western side of the continent is expected to invade.
Is it time to give us help with repairing the island when there's a whole other thing going on at the same time?
Well, I mean, the king isn't going to personally be repairing things, but he's also not going to personally be, fighting on the front lines. He's a king. He's here to secure an alliance. And he's
Distraction.
sending civilians to, workers and construction workers to come and do construction on this island, which is, from his perspective, an investment.
Bad king, not on the battlefield.
He doesn't have any heirs.
Oh, fairs.
That's
Are
his
they on
problem.
his butt?
Butt hairs.
God damn it.
Way to bring the mood down, Sarah.
We have been running for 5 minutes.
Literally.
It doesn't take Sarah long, to be honest, to drop the tone, but
So, is there anything you guys would currently like to do or discuss? Any plans that you have?
So, Aegis Pride and Dauntless Voyage.
Dauntless Voyage. The Dauntless Voyage is the ship that you came in aboard, captained by Captain Virian. It's a sort of smallish frigate, which was originally a mercenary ship that enlisted with the news of the upcoming invasion and war. The Aegis Pride is a capital ship. It's the personal vessel of King Octavius. That would be the King of Bulwark.
okay. I don't think I can't think of anything else that realistically needs to be asked about right now. So
Is Aegis Pride faster than Dauntless Voyage? And could they get us to a vantage point if we wanted to participate in the battle directly? Would they be able to get us closer to the action faster? The front
Aegis Pride is a faster ship on account of it having more and larger sails. It is also a significantly larger ship. It's not one that you have the authority to commandeer, given that it's the personal vessel of the king. You don't actually know whether the Aegis Pride will be present at the battle or not, but it's not likely the king will be present at the battle.
Sure.
He might send the ship.
Commandeer the ship.
It's one of many warships.
Matt would
And there's
absolutely
only so
suggest-
many ships. Yeah, it's one of many warships in the combined fleets of the elves and dwarves. It is the largest dwarven warship. But there are faster ways of getting to Farward than to take the Aegis Pride from here, though. If I put you on the world map, you can see how far away Farward is from your current location.
I was going to say there's like teleportation as long as we are able to.
Mm-hmm. There we go, as soon as it loads in. Here you guys are at High Kingdom. Farward is on the far side of Duskwatch.
Oh, right. So we'd end up going via Duskwatch to get to Farward if we...
Possibly. You don't currently have a teleportation circle for Farward. There is a teleportation circle there, but you haven't been given it. If you said that you intended to participate in the battle, they likely would give you the coordinates for it so that you could get there in time.
Okay.
However, of course,
But we
as
still have
was
to get to
discussed
Duskwatch
previously,
first. Okay.
it's very likely that this is going to conflict with your desire to participate in the thing with the dragons. It's kind of a one or the other thing.
So the thing with the dragons, sorry, just refresh my memory. You probably just spoke about it, but I was trying to check something.
It's been a while since we last played, so currently you haven't got any instructions from the dragons. The last thing that happened was you secured some weapons that could potentially be useful against the Fang of Immolation. You don't know where he is currently mustering his forces. It's expected to be somewhere in the absent range or near it. And you were, of course, given the broken part of the sonic oscillator and asked to weaponize it, which is something that you've given to Gareth in exchange for a large sum of money. And within sort of the next 2 weeks, Gareth will finish his work on that.
Do we know that Far Ward will be the target of the folks on the
It's the
other side?
closest point to the absent range and the opposite end of the.
Yeah, so basically there were 2 potential targets where scouting ships were seen near. One was the Citadel of the Stars to the south, and the other one was Far Ward, which are the 2 places which are closest to the absent range. The Citadel of the Stars is a much larger place. It is, it's a capital, as opposed to Far Ward, which is a particularly large vassal state, essentially.
So realistically, while they could take out a capital, they would then still they would struggle doing so. While Far Ward would be a much better place to set up as a forward base of operations.
Mm-hmm.
Easier to take, and then therefore hold on to, and then push into from there.
Of course, to remind you, the reason why this is such a concern and why it's basically such a sure thing that there is going to be an invasion is that there isn't realistically any possibility of a counterattack. You guys don't have any way of sending warships over the absent range, and you're not really sure how the eastern side of the continent is managing it.
What would you think about sharing? Well, I say sharing. Some of us heading to the Citadel of the Stars, and some of us heading to Far Ward. Is it again a bad idea to send
Splitting
us
up
in
like
opposite
that would be
directions?
it'd be pointless.
Yeah.
It's easier to stick as one group.
Well, also has the Citadel of the Stars got fast travel?
Yes, it's a capital city.
Okay.
It's
Then-
on the same level as the Citadel of the Moon.
Then I guess
It is.
well, and also message between Far Ward and Citadel of the Stars is there communication, like direct communication?
Absolutely, yeah, they'll be sending spells.
Okay. So
Citadel of the Stars is particularly well renowned for its wizards. It and Phalanx are both connected magically.
So like,
So-
yeah, what I'm getting at is like, if we went to the Far Ward and the Citadel of the Stars happened to get attacked instead, then it wouldn't be a huge trouble for us to get there. Right.
No. It would certainly be possible for you to be teleported to the Citadel of the Stars from Far Ward.
Yeah. Okay. Alex, what are you thinking?
At the moment, I'm not really sure.
Say, Nick and Sarah, what are your thoughts? You're sort of like, you've had a day's rest since all the deal with the mind flayers, where you have the particularly like unsettling experience of having spells blocked by some sort of giant brain as it was escaping.
I was going to
And
say,
Sarah in particular, you had like a hunter's mark on it, which was able to track it, and you noticed their escape seemed very desperate.
Yeah. And there was a really strong guy on there as well. That's why we pulled back.
Yeah, the Elder Brain.
Yeah.
You did speak to the king about the Elder Brain, about the brain, and he identified it and said it's very strange for an Elder Brain to not be in the middle of a Mind Flayer colony. They're not really meant to be mobile. They're like the center of the hive mind. Kind of like the Queen Bee.
Yeah.
Circumstances must have been very unusual.
So, do you reckon they could have been trying to sneak to this island unnoticed rather than going to but like make this a base of operations rather than Farward, much deeper into the east side of the range.
We don't think these are part of the cult, which is the thing. These were just like these were just mind flayers. You know, it stinks. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think knowing that we still seem to have a bit of time, I think it might be realistic to try and finish off essentially these mind flayers before moving elsewhere. The only other thing for me as Jolia, I'm thinking of is bringing Virtue here and having him cured, but that's something that we can do.
Yeah,
Because it's.
If we had, say, a wizard, well, what would be required for Virtue?
curing Virtue?
Yeah,
It's a greater restoration spell.
Yes, which your new Coatl friend is able to
Capable
do.
of, yeah.
He can only do it one. In fact, no. We'll do this in RP. Hyarkin. I'll say most likely you'll be the one who's contacted by Zeltar, your new Coatl vassal. You there, Nick? Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I'm eating. I am here.
That's fine. Didn't want to be
I'm just
talking to
listening,
you when
don't
you've
worry.
like gone away to get a drink or something.
Sorry, no, I am here.
That's fine. Yeah, you will most likely be the one who is contacted by Zeltar, who has sort of made himself scarce during this conversation with the king and queen, and has been sort of busying himself about the trying to clean up the corpses and the rubble from the engagement with the mind flayers. And
Zeltar's the celestial that we saved
yes,
in that cave.
yeah, the big rainbow snack.
Yeah.
He will sort of contact you. It'll probably just be with like a message spell, so he's not far away if you want to actually go and speak to him in person, but he's trying to keep his distance and remain inconspicuous so as to not cause any trouble for you. And he will say, Master Hyarkin, I'm not 100% sure how close you are with these visitors, so I didn't want to interrupt or make any suggestions in case it was something you were keeping quiet about on purpose. But you mentioned that some of the Mind Flayer thralls that you captured yesterday were catatonic. I've already used my restorative powers for today on restoring your friend Yolia, but tomorrow, if you would like, I may be able to restore one of them and potentially interrogate them. I didn't want to suggest anything in case you intentionally didn't want me to assist these dwarves.
Can anyone else hear him saying this, or is this just
He's
me?
speaking specifically to you.
Okay.
You are his master.
So we can interrogate one of the mind flayers that was...
One of their thralls, which is, the like mind-controlled pirates that you captured.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So where are those pirates now? They were taken off the ship that was sinking.
Yeah, you took them off the ship that was sinking. They're currently being held in the brig on the Dauntless Voyage.
Oh, okay. So they're next to the Aegis Pride then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but right now they are all catatonic.
Okay. But he could bring one of them back.
Potentially,
and
yes.
Figure out what was going on and why they were...
If you would like him to. As
so.
well,
He
would tell you that he can use his restorative powers on anyone you would like if you have someone, Virtue, who needs healing.
How does his powers work? Do they only use one a day and then it has to...
It has to be...
recharge?
He only has the ability to do it once per day.
Once per day, okay. Well, Okay, I can. If everyone else is around, I can sort of relay that message onto them because I'm fine with them hearing that too.
Mhm.
And then we can discuss: do we want to try and bring Virtue back today and get him healed, or do we want to wait because obviously we'll have to go and get him first and come back? And that how long would that take? Because we might have time to do both.
He is currently in Bulwark, I believe.
Yes,
Which
we left
is
him. We left him with
without
the...
teleportation, a couple of days of travel,
Yeah.
even flying. Where the hell's the world map?
I was going to say we can teleport. I don't know if we are able to teleport there and teleport back. If we can, then
I
obviously we
think
can do it
would
in the
that
same day.
count as 2 spells.
Yes.
Also, since there isn't a teleportation circle here in High Kingdom, there is a slight chance of
Falling off into the
mishap
void.
with teleporting to here. That
wait,
chance will be
didn't we-
reduced over time with as you become more familiar with this place. But
Haven't we
you-
got an elevator built to the
Isn't
surface,
there-
or is
I
that
was
not
it's
there
going
yet?
to be built.
Yeah.
It's not there yet.
Construction hasn't started yet on
Is
anything.
there anything of significance to this area that he can take with him? Because then it becomes an automatic.
To make it easier.
It just automatically. It's the same. It's the same properties as
I
teleportation.
don't think it's the same as a teleportation circle. I think it just makes it a little bit better.
You'll have to reread the things, but I'm pretty certain if you take something of significant importance to the place you want to teleport to, you can. It basically works as having full knowledge of the place.
Yeah, teleportation circle is 100%. Being very familiar is like 90%. Just so pyramid
So if I
circle
take
is
something, would that
100%.
be
Having an
90?
associated object. Oh no, having an associated object is 100% actually.
Yeah.
What
So
counts as an
taking
associate?
and
Means you
it would have to be
possess
something. Yeah.
an object taken from the desired destination within the last 6 months, such as a book from a wizard's library, bed linen from a royal suite, or a chunk of marble from a lich's secret tomb. It would be very easy to take something like from the key, which would suffice. Maybe like a book from the like ruins of what's left of Celia's library. Maybe like a scrap of cloth from like the tapestry in one of the rooms, like some flagstones from like the rubble of one of the crumbled places. It's up to you, like what you would take. But I wasn't aware of that. I didn't think it was that strong. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Catch. Yeah, I thought having an associated object just made it count as very familiar, which is a 75% chance.
Well, if
Plus
you
the-
I would have thought it'd be. Why would you need an object then if it was if you're already familiar? You've took it from
no,
that
no.
place.
So if you had an object that it doesn't necessarily have to be something that you took.
Good point, but still.
Either way.
So we can do that.
Mhm.
But I've still only got one 7th level spell, so I can't get there and back on the same day.
It would still take you 2 days to do.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's.
So
So
do you
it-
want
it-
to ask Zeltar to bring one of those pirate people back to life, and maybe he can start asking him questions while we're gone, and then report back to us when we get back? And that'll mean that it's been a day, and then he can use it again on
Mhm.
Virtue when
You
he's
do it
back
that way.
as well.
If you trust his discretion and the discretion of the dwarves to do that on your behalf, then it most certainly can.
I mean,
You're
that's
welcome to
definitely a
delegate
two-bird.
that to them.
That's definitely a two-bird,
think
one
so.
stone kind of situation there. If we feel like they can sufficiently do what we need them to do in terms of getting the information. What the fuck?
What's that?
There's Spotify turning itself on my phone, even though it's not actually running as an app on my phone right now.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, I think that sounds like a plan if everyone agrees.
Rob, you have any thoughts?
No.
Head empty?
Right, yeah, head empty.
Brain empty. Sorry.
Brain melted.
Don't blame me, it is very warm.
I was in a hot train.
Sarah,
No
what are you
aircon.
thinking?
It still doesn't solve our long-term plan. Are we going to go to war, or are we going to help the dragons?
It's just a decision for you to make.
Yeah.
Which do you want
Yeah.
to do? So
I-
far, I
want
think you've
dragon
leaned
buddies.
towards the dragons. Yeah.
I feel realistically into we're gonna have an
Dragons.
alliance with one dwarven kingdom as is, thanks to this keep.
Yep.
Dragons feel like the stronger point at this point.
Yeah.
It's something that this alliance is something we can leverage going forward anyway. So the alliance with the dragons now seems more important. Had we not had the opportunity to build an alliance with one of the kingdoms, it would have been a harder decision. I would like one of these is going to be important in terms of an actual alliance.
But we can have both, I guess.
But yeah, realistically, we could get both here with just by helping the dragons instead.
So in the short term, your plans currently are to teleport to Bulwark. Easy to do. You have a teleportation circle there. Common courtesy dictates that you use a sending spell ahead of time to announce that you are going to arrive, rather than just suddenly appearing heavily armed in like the middle of a heavily guarded room.
It's an invasion.
That is something they are very conscious of. Anyone with a teleportation circle has to be very conscious of the fact that it could be used for an invasion.
It does seem
why
a bit
they're
like
very
a security loophole.
Well,
yes,
yeah, I guess
it's
that's
why
the
they're
room's
very
always hard.
protective over who gets access to the circle. It took you guys a long time to get access to these circles, and it's
heavily
why these
guarded,
circles are
aren't they?
always heavily guarded.
Yeah.
Yes, but that's not to say that they cannot be a way to get into a city to do damaging things. For example, if a party of 14th level warriors were to suddenly just jump into the middle of the room, there's not a whole lot that a group of guards could do to stop you.
That'd be kind of like the first warning, guys.
Now, I believe, Rob, you ended up taking sending, didn't you?
I took let's have a look. I forgot now. It's a couple of weeks. Fireballs. Oh no, I did take sending. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I think you took sending and fireball.
Yes. So I can do the sendings.
Mhm.
So you want me to send to?
It has to be to someone that you know.
And
Obviously,
yeah.
ordinarily the easiest person would be the king or some official within the court. The king is already here, but you probably would know at least like some of the guards within the court, given that you've visited there a few times, at least well enough to know their names.
Yeah, I could send something to the guards. What's the maximum I can send them?
25 words maximum.
I'm gonna change that into.
And Erlan says, "Finally, it doesn't have to be me." I get really nervous sending these things. I don't know what to say.
With sending, silly question.
Yes.
It's just going to be down to like how the sending spell works. But
Mhm.
if you're like halfway through a sending spell and don't know what else to send, will it just send anyway, or do you have to go?
You
"Ah,
don't have
send"?
to reach 25 words. You can just speak until you stop, and then the spell will send. It's a maximum of 25
But
words.
what I mean is, will it send automatically? What if you get into like the first 10 words in, and then you're like, "There's another thing that I do want to send to them, but I've forgotten." And
Then you send the second one.
You'd
Then you have to send another one. Well, like
Yep.
the first 10 words go as it is.
Yeah, that's why it's generally recommended to plan what you're going to say before you send.
Can one of your words be like?
Yes.
Okay. Just to keep the message going, then do the other 14 words. So what? We want to warn them. So wait, where are we going? To Duskwatch?
Bulwark.
Bulwark. Sorry. Okay. So we just want to tell them that we're going to use the teleportation circle in the next 15 minutes and to expect us.
Yes, basically.
Okay.
It's more just a, hey, fair warning in advance so we don't just pop in out of nowhere.
Okay.
ASL.
So,
What?
hey, baby.
Oh god.
What? Wait, can I not modify
wow.
my spells? Oh, I can. For some reason, my screen's grey for the spells. I don't know.
Let me have a look.
I can modify them, but I thought they're usually like white little boxes.
Spell book.
Not grey.
No, they are a darker colour than the background.
I don't remember them being like greyish.
What are you on about?
I just thought that I was
They're like a light grey.
Yeah.
They maybe aren't the same. Oh, I didn't fill in Fireball. Oh well. I'll fill that in
Fireballs.
after the session.
What am I going to do?
Walls.
What if I want to use fireballs?
Well, I know what the spell does.
Yeah.
Just off the top of my head.
I'm talking your balls, Logan. It's okay.
My balls.
So yeah, beep, 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 boop, 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 boop. Calling bulwark. There's the first two
Okay.
words.
First
Hey,
two words are beep boop 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 beep. Calling bulwark. That's 3 words.
By the way, we're about to travel to your. What is it?
You're up to
Your
12.
Your teleportation circle in the next few minutes. Be expecting us. Don't get alarmed.
You get as far as be expecting us, don't, and then the spell goes.
Oh, okay. Are you counting? Worth it. Okay, cool. Does a
you
little
do get
envelope
a,
appear in front of my head, close, and then whiz off into the sky?
Yeah, I like that.
Like an email.
like whizzes off.
Yeah.
And then, like, a few seconds later, like, an almost identical envelope, like, materializes in front of you and opens, and instead of, like, seeing the words, you telepathically hear the response in the voice of the recipient, which is one of the guards who you had known. I kind of like the idea that this is like one of the guards who you met that one time when you were involved in the capture of Eats Babies McGee. And he goes, wait, aren't you the guy who caught that serial killer? Message received. I don't think I got your whole message. Is there anything I need to know, or just to expect you? I'm just going to say to expect you, and it cuts off.
He doesn't know how to count either.
I was just gonna say it's like two idiots talking to each other from a very far distance through short-term messaging.
Absolutely want to use my second, third level spell slot to
Really?
respond and be like, oh yeah, sweet.
If you attempt to do it, you get a chop on the back of the head from your saying, "Enough! We've got places to be."
I like to think that the
Fun of sending.
the return sending spell came in on a white owl, tawny
Okay.
owl. Well, not tawny owl.
Sure.
Like
Are you just
like Hedwig?
Are you just being Harry Potter now?
Yes.
Harry
And it
Potter.
was
To fly in through the fireplace.
it's Neville's mum screaming back at me.
Yeah,
You forgot you'll remember all.
The car.
that's Ron's
Neville
mom.
Longbottom.
Don't
Think you're
expect
also
Rob to
thinking of-
actually
I
know
also
what he's referencing, okay? We've been down this road many times.
What?
Is he not?
I don't know.
Love gun.
What's Harry Potter?
Exactly,
I
there
was,
it
I was
is.
on about.
This is like Star Wars all over again.
Jesus
And Lord of
Christ.
the Rings.
What are they?
My days. Rob truly showing his normie status right here.
I was just referencing Teletubbies.
I hate you all.
What's the Teletubby?
It's actually an eldritch being. Their challenge rating 16.
Are we going to fight one
Yes.
with the dragons?
Oh,
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Oh. DPK.
Alright, are we going to teleport
Sorry.
or what now?
Derailed.
Wait, we need to ask the Celestials
Oh, well, hurry it up then.
to do the
God,
thing for us.
but you've done that already.
I mean, like, if you want to roleplay it out, we can, or we can just say
No, that's
that,
fine as long as it's happening. That's all.
Role
Just
play,
making sure.
No,
role
here's
play,
a role
role
play.
play.
No,
Roleplay20.net.
Okay.
Come on, guys.
So
I'm too
Zeltar,
hot and tired for that. Just say
yeah.
we've said it.
Zeltar will say, "Okay, I will speak to Captain Virian then, and
Thank you.
tomorrow morning I will interview one of the more senior-looking thralls and see what information I can get from them."
Giving him a thumbs up.
Okay, you give him a thumbs up. He like gives you sort of like a shaky thumbs up in return. Like he's not. This isn't like a gesture that he's used to. So, yeah. I kind of thought you'd be a little bit more serious than my previous master, but you're kind of on the same wavelength. It's weird.
That's just how we all are. Hiccup.
Bless you.
I
Hiccup.
was just going to say, and then in the corner of the room is just
The
Rosilian
bird
just hiccups.
hiccups.
The bird's been drinking again. It's on the-
Jeez.
As think as you drunk I am. Erlan's like holding out a bottle to Risu at the time.
Is that the infinite bottle?
Erlan has infinite bottles.
No, the
little
bottle.
Canonically.
Oh no, he traded away the jug.
Oh. What was it called? Jug of.
It was called the Alchemist's Jug, I believe.
Take.
Yeah,
But
he
he's just
traded away
canonically
his
got, like infinite wine, so it's like.
Yeah. Yeah, but now he doesn't have infinite mayonnaise.
I think that's a good thing.
He should fill up a keep. Well, he could have filled up a keep with mayonnaise.
Maybe he could fill up a pool with wine.
Yeah.
I would say there's a limit to his infinite wine. He
Oh,
has
we get the
infinite
engineers to
wine
build
for
us
the
a wine pool?
purposes of dumb shit and just being able to drink wine. If he was like, I want to flood the ocean with wine from my pockets, I would put a stop to that one.
Can you make that fountain outside my castle be a wine fountain?
If you want to spend some money on it, sure.
Let's do it later.
Outside my castle. Higher Kingdom.
Yeah.
Not
my castle.
Erlan Kingdom.
He can have a tiny little statue.
Mine. He gets a bench. Okay, so you would like
Yeah, a
to
bench.
teleport to Bulwark then?
Oh, can we get that bench for that turtle and
I was
bring it
about
here?
to ask. Yeah, important question. Can we get a bench for Krabsy McGee, or whatever his name was?
You don't even remember his goddamn name.
Fuck the
You don't
crab.
deserve-
It's funny though.
Do I have the Bulwark map? I'm sure that I made a map for Bulwark.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain you did as well. But in the meantime, all this talk of things, Yo-Yo goes full mom mode. It's like, no, we do not need this bench. Leave it be.
His name was Jeremiah.
Oh, Jerry the Crab.
I think it was Jerry.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Jerry.
Jeremiah was
Jerry.
from campaign 1. You weren't even there, Nick. What are you talking about?
Jeremiah
close,
was
right?
one.
No, Jeremiah was Matt's
Matt's
first character in
character in
campaign
there.
2.
What? Oh.
God.
It was the
Rob.
paladin that he swapped out.
Oh,
no,
was it
I
Gregory
reckon.
Dupont?
I don't know. I remember
Gregory
that name
Dupont
from somewhere.
was his character in campaign 1.
Yes. Dreadful, Rob.
Sorry. What's Star Wars?
Do you even take notes?
Not not after. Not since episode 38 is when I started, I think.
Ah,
Campaign
shit.
1 actually finish?
Yeah.
Or did you just give up on it?
Yeah, we finished
No.
it.
Finished it in the end.
How many sessions was it?
More
Definitely
than
not as many as this.
yeah, it was about 30-ish, just shy of 30. I
didn't
do
even know
not
that
have a
was
map
the
for
problem.
Bulwark. it
Wow,
looks
we've
like.
more than nearly doubled that one then.
Yeah,
And also, it did go 6 months between some sessions.
yeah.
Oh my God.
I essentially just ended up giving up on it. Yeah, I do not have a specific map for Bulwark anymore. It's annoying. I'll have to. If you guys are planning on going back to Bulwark often, I will have to make a map for it, which is a pain. Either way, you bifrost them over. Everyone holds hands in a circle. Teleports to Bulwark.
Do we say, I wish I was back home? What was the thing from that movie?
There's no
Home.
place like home.
There's
You're
no place-
thinking of the. God damn it, Rob!
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Wizard of Rob.
it was a.
There's a reference here somewhere, I swear.
Wizard
No
Rob.
place
Yeah.
like home. Literally, was Wendy says right at the end to go
Oh.
home.
I thought that was Teletubbies.
Oh.
Teletubbies don't even talk. I'd be very scared if they
Teletubby
instantly
custard.
talk. Oh yeah, Teletubbies did.
Yeah, they do
They
They also
talk.
say Nunu, I think.
Nunu was the name of the Teletubbies Hoover.
That was my favourite
Actually.
character. Couldn't relate to
Of
any
course,
of the others.
Logan knows.
I-
He watched
damn
it
right
this
I know.
morning.
Binges them once
Okay,
a month.
so the people who you left Virtue with was
It was the crazy wizard and his
Yes.
daughter.
Adra was the name of his daughter.
Adra's the daughter, yeah.
Literally, I looked up the name of this wizard specifically for this reason. I can't remember his name now. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to say it was Juarez. It was not, but
It was something weird.
it was not Juarez. It was something beginning with an A because I think there was an alliteration thing going on. Either way, we're going to call him Andrew. Andrew the wizard and his daughter Adra. They are within the Veiled Gardens, sort of northeastern section of the city, which is a large sort of garden section of the city with all of these like interior greenhouses, which grow some of the vegetation that supplies the city. And sorry, I just touched my boss. I had to read that. Grows some of the vegetation that supplies the city for medicinal plants as well as for eating. However, most of the food supplied is actually imported from the various like colonies around the city. The house is actually quite nice, being that it's in like this garden part of the city, is in like a very beautiful area. Interestingly enough, it's actually quite near to the peppermint bench for poor Jeremy,
Bless
your
him.
crab. So you do have a moment where you walk past it, and like Erlan just like staggers up to the bench and begins like hugging it and crying into it, and like the elderly couple that was sat on the bench look like really uncomfortable, like who the hell is this creepy man?
Yoya definitely as this occurs, has grabbed him by the back of his neck and starts dragging him off while he's crying.
You gonna roll me an athletics check there, buddy?
You want me to roll an athletics check on this?
Yeah.
Okay, will do.
Yeah.
That's a 23.
Well, Erlan gets a
It's a plus
29.
fucking 10.
Fucking bards. He has expertise in athletics, actually. He says, I am going nowhere. I remain at this bench. And pulls
What's
out
his
a bottle
AC?
of wine.
I miss anyway, don't worry.
You, like, swipe at him and he, like, ducks out of the way.
Yeah. Fucking rolled a 6.
He, like, throws a bottle in your direction and it misses completely and, like, shatters across the floor. The elderly couple just gets up and leaves.
I didn't even know Jeremy.
He did.
It was a nice bench. No, he knew Jeremy. I thought you meant the elderly couple didn't know Jeremy.
I did. The elderly couple.
Oh, yeah.
didn't
No,
know
they were
Jeremy.
just sitting at a nice bench in the park.
That's what elderly couples usually do, you know? Set up benches in parks.
Yeah.
Look forward to their own bench.
Yeah, one day I'm going to have a peppermint bench just like this one.
And-
Shut up, dear.
And on the front of the bench, it will say, "In loving memory of Doris."
Doris.
Herself.
Doris the dwarf.
That is an oddly weird name for a dwarven female.
Dwarvy Doris. Hello.
God damn it.
That's a canon name now, by the way.
You're welcome.
So
Yeah,
that
funny.
conversation was completely canon. They can't wait.
Yep.
But okay.
Can't wait for a bench.
To be
The
dead and have a bench
unsupportive
named after him.
husband, Morris the dwarf, by the way.
Morris and Doris.
But they won't be able to sit on it because
no.
they're dead.
Jeremy can't sit on his fucking bench. It's, it's in loving memory of them.
We paid for that bridge. Good bench.
It's bench made of gold. Deserved.
It's peppermint, like your shell was.
Yeah.
Should have been.
Either way, Erlan is quite insistent that he will not be accompanying you while you're in the city, and he will in fact be remaining by the bench. You can pick him up on your way out if you would like. But no force on heaven or earth is going to move him.
I pat him on his shoulder.
What if someone picks up the bench and takes him?
He'll stay with the bench.
Like, but will he be carried around to the battles and wherever we go?
I mean, if you're planning on having battles today while you're in Bulwark.
The weird thing is, he made the crab wave off the cliff.
Yes, he did.
He did. It was his fault that
He's
he
the one who
died.
killed him, and that's why he is so guilty, and why he feels like he must remain.
Consoling himself.
Mhm.
Drinking away the guilt.
Yori is 100% just like walked off from him then, just like, whatever.
And yeah, he's like drunkenly calling after you, like, "Well, screw you! You never cared about Jeremy like I did, Jerry, Jeremiah."
I literally turn and say, "You're the reason it died."
He goes back to sobbing,
Oh,
and
God.
you approach the two-story abode of Adra and her father, where Virtue is currently staying. You actually, like, as you're approaching, you see the wizard whose name I've already forgotten again. Adrian? Adam?
I think he said Andrew.
Andrew. Sure, Andrew. As he steps out and goes, "Oh, you're here! I was just going to the pub. My daughter is inside with your friend. Are you here to pick him up? He doesn't do a lot."
No, and yes, we are here to pick him up now.
"Oh, wonderful!" And he walks off.
Bye, widow.
Weird wizard. He is singing a drinking song on the way to the pub.
Not even drinking.
He's going to that.
So yeah, just as he leaves, obviously walk up to the front door and just give it
Mhm.
a knock on.
And the door is answered by a quite exasperated-looking young dwarven woman who's like, "Father, I told you." Oh, it's you people. Hello. Is everything okay?
Yes, we're here to take Virtue back with us.
Oh, good.
Everything's worked
You
out
know, I
fine.
was really worried when you dropped him off that, like, there was going to be, you know, like, some sort of danger, but everything's been kind of peaceful. I mean, it's only been 2 days.
What's this guy
Something like
called?
that.
Say
Really?
again, Rob?
What's his name?
Adra is the woman.
Adra. Oh, okay.
Adra, and we're picking up Virtue.
I've got this image in my head that Virtue is, because he can't do much, just got his hands in a cat cradle where she's been using him to knit, and he's just been holding all the spool for her.
Yeah, sure. He's got, like, this, like, multicolored jumper that he's wearing now that's been knitted for him.
Yeah.
Well, like, no, it's only been 2 days. It's more likely like a scarf.
It's
Did you
you
know?
look very cute on him.
Did you know when people make woolly jumpers for their partners, quite a lot of the time, the relationships end before the jumper's finished, and so the jumper.
That's sad.
It's a really sad bit of
dear.
trivia, but
Jesus Christ,
Come on,
Rob!
bro,
Thanks
heard
for
that.
bringing
Thanks,
the thanks for bringing the mood down.
I thought you were gonna say something weird, like the hair falls into it and it gets knitted in, and then you got. people
you're
there.
weird, Sarah.
That's
What?
that's an even weirder thing to say, Sarah.
I thought that's where
Alright.
you're going on. Like,
Odd
what-
transition. You retrieve Virtue.
Yeah.
There is no issues.
I
He
literally
has a
just looked-
fancy new scarf.
He has a fancy new scarf that Yoria thinks looks very dapper on him.
Mhm.
He looks very smart. And I asked, "Was there any issues at all? Has he been fine?" And I
Um,
look at him and says, "Has he eaten?"
Yeah, he's eaten. We have to supervise him, otherwise he just sort of looks at the food. But as if you keep prompting him, he will slowly eat.
That's fine, as long as he's been eating and stuff like that. But he hasn't been doing anything just other than standing or sitting or whatever you've had him do?
He's very helpful at knitting. He just sort of holds the thread for me, but I was going to try and get him started and see if I could get him to knit something, but I guess I didn't get the chance, so maybe another time.
Yeah, maybe another time. Thank you very much, and I give her a bit of a hug for looking after him for the 2 days, and
it was no trouble at all, thankfully. I said I was a little bit worried when you did drop him off, but
I then also hand her a small bag of 25 gold pieces for the 2 days.
It's an awful lot of money for this, but she gratefully accepts it.
Is it cheeky to ask if I could have my bead of force back?
Oh, did you pay her a bead of force?
It was just to help her feel better.
Oh, that's right. I would say you can make a persuasion check for her.
I didn't want to be rude.
It's up to you.
Persuasion. 14.
14. 1 sec. She gets a look of surprise on her face and goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot about it. I mean, I haven't had any reason to use it." And she goes back indoors and comes back with this small knitted pouch, which had the bead in, and gives it back to you.
Thank you.
Says, "Yes, thank you for lending it to me. Glad I didn't have to use it."
I didn't think you needed to, but if it made you feel better.
It certainly did.
Ooh.
I would invite you all in for tea, but I have to clean up after my father. He made an explosion upstairs.
Was that why
Is
he
that
was just
euphemism?
outside in the garden?
I had some words for him, and he said he was going to go to the pub.
Yes, he was definitely on his way to the pub.
That's
Sure,
a vibe.
they were very choice words.
That is a vibe.
Yeah, sounds like you still got your hands full.
Well, I have one fewer people to look after currently. Not that Virtue was any trouble at all.
That's good to know. And with that, take goodbyes and grab hold
there's
of
an awkward moment of she's stood there and doesn't want to be okay, goodbye
please
now.
leave, please leave. it's like, and then just take Virtue's hand again and walk him out.
He seems transfixed by his scarf.
I wish I had been.
What colours are the scarf?
It's rainbow. It's a pride
Oh.
scarf.
Even cuter. I look at Yark and I'm like, so we technically have a day, right?
Yep, I got to recharge my magic before we can head back. So, what do you guys want to do?
Shopping
What are you
episode.
gonna say?
Bear in mind that we have to look after Virtue as well now.
Is there anything?
You haven't got a map.
Shopping
big boy, have you?
episode.
Shopping episode.
We can't. We need the money for the pay
Yeah,
for
we need
the
to pay for
construction.
the island.
Oh. Oh, if you're not giving all the money.
Selling
You
episode.
haven't given any money yet.
Oh.
It will cost you 5 grand for the island.
I believe I have to pay for Yarkin's island.
Hey, it's everyone's.
It's everyone's
island.
island.
It's just named after
Only-
me.
If
Only when we have to pay.
if I pay 2,501 gold, can I be a majority?
You do not become the majority shareholder of the island. No.
Okay.
You can have a bench named after you if you want. That's all I'm doing. A very ornate bench. Yeah. Anyway, what else is there to do here other than shopping?
I mean, if you just want to like spend the day, you've been to like a few inns and pubs around the place. There is like various eateries. There's nice just like places to go and like visit in peace within this section of the city, within the Vale Gardens. Is just like a very decorative area.
Yeah, we could just kill
You
some
could
time
have
looking around.
Erlan summon the creaky cock for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if Erlen's around. I got music choice.
Okay. You've got some bardcore to put on the
I do have
jukebox.
some hardcore.
God damn it.
Interestingly enough, when you return to what is noted on my version of the map as Herpes Bench for that crab, which I'm assuming is a name that Matt gave it.
Yeah, more than likely.
Load the map might be me. I'll click on it and find out.
It's still the old design. I can't find the new one. I'll have to
The
remake it.
wireframe, is it?
Yeah. It's there.
Herpes bench. Yeah, that was me.
That was you?
Yeah, I can edit it.
I think anyone can edit it.
No, I put all these little names down.
Okay.
Usually, anyway.
You named it the Herpes Bench for that crab.
That's probably a reason.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, as you approach Jerry's bench, you actually see that Erlan is currently talking to what appears to be an urchin, who he just seems to be like idly chatting away and telling some epic story about the heroism of Jerry and how he earned his bench by fighting off a horde of zombie orcs who were wielding rattlesnakes. Of course, you all know none of this story is true. But, you're currently in your halfling form, aren't you?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, when you all approach the bench and approach Erlan, the urchin will look up, take stock of all of you, and then walk up to you and say, "Excuse me, are you Mr. Ott?"
Hello, this is I.
I was a fellow came up to me and gave me some money and asked me to deliver this to you, and he holds up a little matchbox.
Can I investigate it?
Sure, make an investigation check.
Okey-dokey.
Not a very high DC.
Investigation 9.
Okay. It appears to be a matchbox created by the Match Sellers Guild from Phalanx. Unfortunately, that's all the information you're able to get from it.
Match sellers.
It has, yeah, like on the inside, below the matches, there is a little like logo of two cross-lit matches, and underneath it a little motto, which is "You want matches? Believe it or not, we sell them."
Match sellers guild from Phalanx.
Mhm.
Who's this guy anyway?
This urchin says, "My name is Jack."
Logan,
Yes,
can I make a history check, please?
you can make an intelligence check to see what you remember. Not a very high DC. DC 10.
No.
Nope.
Fucking a 6.
Sounds familiar to you. You can't really place it there.
I know what it fucking is, though. Damn it.
Maybe something will jog your memory later.
Wait, I've got inspiration, so I'm gonna reroll.
Okay, I'll allow it.
Wait, what did you do? Investigation as well, or something else?
His was just an intelligence check because there's something that Yolya would remember. But yeah, for your investigation, you can use intelligence to inspiration to reroll if you would like.
Yeah, screw it. 10. Oh, fuck off. Okay.
10 is, in fact, exactly what you needed.
Wait, so is it a case of I hear everything or I hear nothing then?
No, it is a case of
Just
you
the-
recognize that little motto, the you want matches, believe it or not, we've got them, is in fact a coded message in Thieves' Cant.
Oh.
Unfortunately, your grip on Thieves' Cant is a little bit less good than it used to be,
Yeah.
and so you can't translate it anymore, at least not with a 10 on your investigation. However, you can recognize that this is a message to you in Thieves' Camp, and if you take some time with it, you may be able to decipher it.
Okay. I will go ahead and try and decipher it.
Yeah. It might take you like an hour to like sit down and do it, just given that you didn't roll very well on your investigation.
Yeah.
Either way, Erlan looks up at you and goes, "Oh, it's the crab haters. Hey, Virtue, how's it going?" Virtue looks at him. And,
Nothing else other than that.
Yeah, Jack the urchin looks up at you all and says, "Well, I've done what I was intending to do," and he sort of like whispers like in Ott's direction. "I don't really know who this guy is. He's a little bit scary, so I'm gonna go." And he just sort of
don't worry
like
about him.
tries to sneak away.
See you later, friend.
It's your interaction with one of the many urchins in this city.
Have I met Jack before?
You have not.
Okay.
Or if you have, he's never been anyone notable. Maybe you passed him on the streets. Simply one of a million faces in this city. Not literally a million, but...
Shall we move off, or did you want to look at your box now?
I guess I'm trying to figure out what it is as we go, because it's going to take me some time.
Okay.
Erlan looks at you and says, "Hey, give me the box. I want it."
Nope, can't have it.
Damn.
Puts it in the bottom of his backpack.
I'll give you 1 gold.
Let me think about that. No, okay.
Damn.
Moving on.
Yeah, he says, "Do you want me to summon my lovely inn, whose name cannot be said on stream?"
You've already said it.
I know. "Do you want me to summon my creaky cock?"
Sorry, what?
Erlan's creaky cock. It's the name of the inn.
Oh,
is.
right, I see.
Canon.
It's what you named it last session.
I thought we were just going to stay in a normal inn, but we can do whatever.
He says, "Well, fine. If you don't want me to use my spell slot, I don't have to. I don't know if they'll have ye olde jukebox."
Art wanted to listen to his bardcore.
I wouldn't mind listening to Bardcore.
We can put on bardcore in normal taverns. It's fine.
No, I personally want to make sure you don't go into an inn that's playing bardcore.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
soon
Well-
as Yoya hears that she goes back out with Virtue, it's like, no, this music
You
is
know of 4 different inns within Bulwark that you've been
Yep.
to before.
Lovely egg.
Lovely Egg is sort of cozy sort of inn/tavern where you have definitely spent time before. You've never had any trouble there. The Stanky Goblet is more of a working man's pub. There's generally no trouble, but it's a rougher atmosphere. The Ruthless Spoon is very much a sort of dive bar, sort of just like rough clientele, possibly some gang activity in the back, in like one of the back rooms. Or I don't believe you've ever visited it, but you were told of the existence of a place called the Diamond Glass Bar, which is a very upmarket
Expensive.
restaurant.
I think the Lovely Egg is fine.
Okay. you can very easily make your way across the city to the Lovely Egg Inn. On the way through, you pass by the Stanky Goblet, where you see the wizard who, through one of the windows, is belligerently bothering some of the other patrons in there. And then you pass by and come to a cozy little tavern, sort of nestled in between two much larger buildings. And this is sort of very much like the entertainment and nightlife district of the town. So it's kind of flashy. And this is, on the surface, there isn't really like a day-night cycle. There is obviously like shifts that are regular, but it's not like the nightlife ever particularly dies down here.
24-hour
So-
nightclub.
There are what is not quite nightclubs, but there are like drinking establishments, and there are like halls where people would go to dance and other such things.
24-hour ballroom.
Sure. Ballroom with bardcore. But the Lovely Egg Inn is sort of nestled in between two other like larger establishments. And you are greeted by the halfling bartender as you come in, and he says, "Oh, I know you. You're them virtuosos I've heard about. Yeah, your herald came in a few days ago, maybe a week ago."
Oh,
Oh,
he's
good to
still
know.
doing his rounds.
Yeah. What was his name? Something Willow. Something Brisk Willow. I don't remember. He sang some songs about you, and was brought some customers into the establishment. Seemed like an alright sort. I mean, no offense, I take any stories that I hear from a bard with a grain of salt, but entertainment's entertainment. Anything I can get for you all?
I wouldn't mind hearing one of his songs. What
As-
now?
Well,
as you enter, you can hear some of the music playing in the background. Let me know if you can recognize it.
I can see what the song is called.
Shh,
I-
don't read it.
It's a very peaceful rendition.
I love it.
Why is that the name of the song?
I don't know. I think that's the original name.
I think that's what the actual song is called, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a song from Minecraft. The bartender says, "Well, I don't know whether he's still in the city. He might be somewhere in one of the other pubs, or he might have moved on to another city. My understanding is that they travel a lot. It's kind of their job to like spread fame, I think."
Guess.
Anyway, if you guys are even half the heroes that I've been told you are, you're more than welcome here. Tell you what, I'll let you all have a drink on the house. How's about that?
It's very kind, thank you.
Thank you, sir. I shake his hand.
Rob
Oh,
has
wait.
just given up on the
Oh, no.
copyright.
Barbie girl.
No,
Yeah.
I need to skip.
What on
Nice.
earth is this in this? This isn't
It
even.
didn't play what it was supposed to.
Yeah.
I can't skip for some reason.
Did
Oh,
you
no.
misspell Bard as Barbie?
No. Oh, that would be a clever name for it. How do I skip?
Jesus
Christ.
Christ.
He wants some Barbie core.
Force.
We're done.
Nothing plastic.
We're done.
There you go.
Guys,
Very
I'm gonna be back in a second. We're gonna get the fan from downstairs.
You're a bit
Where's
loud.
your aircon?
Sarah's got it.
Sarah
Take it.
Scarlett!
Take it
We're back
back.
in a
It's
sec.
mine.
Dying! What, are you not even using it, Sarah?
No, I thought the microphone was getting annoyed.
No, we
Take
figured
it.
it. Your mic was having other problems.
No, it's not too bad.
You get the drink.
Mm.
Yes!
You go and get the drink. I'll go and sit.
Need a drink.
So, Rob, you wanted to sit down and make an attempt to translate this thieves' cant.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It will take you some time, probably at least 20 minutes of like sitting down and actually just trying to concentrate and like piece together the message, and this used to come a lot more naturally to you. Spoken, you can still manage Thieves' Cant, but it stutters a little bit, but reading it is kind of esoteric. Because you can't rely on like the spoken inflections of the word.
Right.
Erlan is going to Erlan would sit at the bar, sort of close to the table where you guys will be, but like at the nearest end of the bar so that he can just get drinks as he pleases. And he's currently interviewing the bartender about like his various liquors, how they're sourced, and which is the strongest. He is making up lies about how one time he tasted a whiskey that was made from dragon venom. The bartender seems to just buy it hook, line, and sinker. Yolia, do you have any preference for what you would like?
Probably just have the
Something ale.
no,
Damn it.
the ale on what's over the house ale that isn't something ale.
Something else.
He like reaches over to one tap, and then you say it isn't something ale. He gets like a disappointed face, and like reaches.
I literally, as soon as he gives it this point in his face, I know what's in that. You fucking freaks.
Can I ask
So
him,
what-
like, how much is something ale during happy hour, and how much is it normally?
We actually don't sell it. It's more of just a thing we use for hazing people. There's no person in their right mind who would ever pay for something ale.
It's messed up.
I mean, it's sewer water. Don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
No,
but
I was gonna say we know what it is.
at least it's like you could actually drink it and not die. If you drank sewer water, you would absolutely die.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever like had anyone be like actually poisoned by something ale. They probably like do something to treat it. But yeah, he pours you like just a mug of an ale. What jam?
Yeah.
You see what the problem was, right? No.
See, when I was listening to these, I was listening through them and trying to figure out if I recognize. Well, how long it takes me to recognize it.
Uh-huh.
Good game.
What, do you have like a playlist of them?
Oh yeah, I've gone through like I don't know, 40-hour
A phase.
a 40-hour playlist, listening to them individually and like picking
Why
up the
not?
ones I like.
Powerful. Rob has ascended beyond us now. What a jam. Yeah, I think we'll just take like a 5. In fact, now we will get to your translation of the box, the matchbox. Obviously it strikes you as weird that
Sorry.
did you just move?
Yeah,
Okay.
I actually right-clicked him.
Okay. The first thing that obviously strikes you as odd is that a match sellers guild would send you a message in Thieves' Cant, which I think Yolia would probably be enough to jog your memory at this point, where you're like it's been kind of bothering you on the walk. It's like match sellers guild. That's something weird. And,
They're the people that I found in Phalanx, wasn't it?
yes, they are the Thieves Guild in Phalanx. And sort of with that knowledge and like Yolia's assistance that the Match Sellers Guild is the Thieves Guild in Phalanx, you are able to sort of very slowly over the course of like a mug of beer translate this message, which says, "Hi Ott, pay us a visit in Phalanx when you can. Also, tell Yolia that Jedri says hi."
Phalanx. Also tell. Yeah, so I'm making it this.
What does the Thieves Guild want with you?
Tell Yolia
Also-
to what meet Gregory.
No, that Jedri says hi.
Jedri was the person who was essentially my contact, wasn't it? And
He was the leader,
yeah,
the guildmaster.
How spelled Jedry? Is it Gedry?
I will type it in chat.
Thank you.
Jedri.
That's right.
You know.
You back, Sarah?
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Oh, okay.
Sarah's back ages ago. It was me that was still gone.
For fuck's sake!
We're both here now.
Okay.
dreadful.
Did you?
Either way,
Dreadful.
I didn't
Do you want
hear
one of us
anything.
to go again?
Rob has managed to now translate the matchbox. The Match Sellers Guild was the name of a thieves guild in Phalanx, which Yolia had some interaction with while she was separated from the party. And they are requesting that Rob comes and pays them, or that Ott comes and pays them a visit when he is able to.
Okay.
Dragons.
Phalanx. Okay.
Why do we want to visit someone who made a matchbox?
They're
They're not a Match Sellers Guild, really. They're a thieves guild.
It's a Thieves Guild. They are the people who helped me track down members of the cult while in Phalanx, away from you guys.
Oh. Sneaky.
They are not a friendly bunch, and I realistically don't want to see them.
Rude.
Serious. I don't know what this is.
I don't know if this is Bardcore.
Sounds
This isn't
funky.
Hardcore. Full skip.
It makes me think of Boston. No, not Boston Powers. Ace Ventura.
Let me try another.
Introducing Bulwark to a new genre of music.
Yeah.
Is this what our bard's been doing?
Yeah.
This is all Erland's work.
Playing trance to them.
Hmm.
That's it.
But yeah, I don't know what they want with you, or why they've decided to push and contact you. I realistically don't want to see them again.
They were nothing but friendly to you. So rude.
They were friendly, but in the very wrong vibe friendly.
Wow. So rude. Dun, 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 dun. Either way, Ott and Risu, is there anything that you would like to do in the pub? Anything that you would like to drink? Anyone that you would like to speak to?
I'll just get the classic brew of.
Something ale.
No, thanks.
I was about to say, the bartender does try to get Risu to try something ale.
Risu's not old enough to drink yet.
She's,
Yeah.
I believe
Well,
she's like 2.5.
bartender's going to get
She's
arrested.
like she's at the cusp.
Yeah. When the campaign started, she was 2. I think she's now like 2.5.
It's been a good half a year. Been in the,
Yeah,
It's been a long half a year.
In a long half a year. Anyone could say it's felt more like 3 years.
But yeah, it's like as he's trying to push this, I just give him a stink eye. Like, don't even taint this little girl.
He shrugs.
I'm little.
I'm not a child.
Shush,
I
now.
have an ID
Drink the
card.
something ale. Prove them wrong.
I'm trying.
I'm not sure. if
Taking
that's gonna be
the something ale.
She grabs it.
You
No,
drink
I'm
the
like,
something ale.
I literally
Okay.
just slam my head into the.
He reaches up and pours a transparent, colorless liquid into a wooden mug and hands it over to you. It smells foul.
Why do I want this?
Do you want this?
You're the one who asked for it. I tried to not let you get it.
But why have I been offered something hail? Specifically.
Yeah.
They're just
He
trying to get
says
everyone
that,
to drink it.
yeah, he says it's a local delicacy.
Why don't you try it then first?
He says,
And
I
I
let
you want me
slide
to
it
drink
back
one?
towards him. Yeah.
He pulls out another mug and pours himself one and says, if you want me to drink one as well, I'll do it at the same time as you. We can do it on free.
Are other people drinking it in the bar?
No one else seems...
Absolutely.
There's a lot of eyes on you. No one else has, like, the same drink as you by the looks of things.
Are they gearing me on?
Make an insight check.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, no, they are about to have you for a laugh. Whatever this stuff is, it's not meant to actually be drank. This is a joke.
But that guy's doing it too.
Yep.
And it definitely came from the same bottle.
Oh yeah. Poured out of the same barrel.
I have a stomach of steel.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to drink it? Alright, he counts down to 3. And I'm
Okay.
going to roll something. Okay. I'd like a perception check from you, please, Sarah.
I'm not sure how many of these are going to be.
I'm gonna. Can I also make a perception check?
I'll allow it.
As I'm trying to spot if he's trying to spot what he's trying to do here. Perception. Okay, I got a 17.
Okay. To both of you, he appears to hold his nose and knock back the drink in one gulp. Slams it on the desk and says, your turn.
I'll go look behind him, see if he just... chucks
Constitution
the floor.
saving throw, please, Sarah. 17. The smell hits you first. There is definitely no alcohol in this drink because you're pretty sure that it's cleaned up sewer water. You feel like a distinct ache in your stomach, but it doesn't make you sick. And there is actually applause from several of the other patrons who have been watching as they are impressed that you managed to stomach this foul mixture.
I'm the strongest little bird there ever was.
I'm 14th level. Your sewer water has no effect on me.
Although, how does this pass the health rating?
I don't know what you're talking about. We don't have that here.
What?
What? As he like walks away and like pours you an actual like drink, and well, no, he'd like ask you if there's anything you actually want. I think.
Something cherry flavored.
Okay. He says, I mean, like, do you mean like a wine or do you mean like a non-alcoholic? Because we can do like a squash with like cherry extract. And by extract,
go
I
with
just
that.
mean like crushed cherry juice.
That will be nice. Thank you.
Yeah. So he will reach below the bar and pull out a bottle, which he uncaps and passes over to you. And as he does so, I think like Yolya, you get like a flash of he's got essentially like a little wineskin tucked under his like tucked in his sleeve, where he has attempted to make a sleight of hand rather than having to drink the something ale, and poured it into this wineskin instead.
I make a point of the slightly hidden skin and ask him why he carries such a thing, and he should. Is it drinking water for him?
He gives you a little wink and says, "No, it's for emergency situations. You know, can't talk about it with ladies present."
Logan, weird question. Have you been watching Better Call Saul?
No, I've never watched Better Call Saul in my life. But...
I assumed that you might have been referencing a sneaky trick that was happening with.
I
white
mean,
skin
like, that's a
jumping
pretty,
actors.
like... It's a sleight of hand.
Yeah.
He's put it up his sleeve.
Clever.
But for reference, he rolled the same as you, Alex. So I ruled that as you didn't catch him in the moment, but you can catch him later.
Yeah.
Because I rolled a
Yeah, you
one,
rolled
I
a
just, like-
1, you had no idea. You're like, man, this guy's a badass.
Yeah, you had no idea, and I'm just like very hesitant. And then when I see the skin, it's like I know what you did.
This is bad.
Oh no, this is.
This is not Bardcore. Why
I
do you
know.
keep getting
What-
the like
what is going on
actual
with this
versions
music?
of
Did you
these
fool
songs?
yourself thinking you were listening to Bardcore? I was like, yeah, I
No,
love
it's
this.
because
You're just
it's-
actually listening to normal music.
It's because it's a Spotify playlist, and you can't just copy a
Uh,
Spotify URL into this bot. I don't know if you could do it for one of the others, but it's just playing
So
it
it's
from YouTube.
doing one song and then going to something random.
Well, it's because I'm searching the name of the song manually with the word Bardcore
Oh.
in, or whatever it is in Spotify.
Okay.
But like some of them just don't show up in YouTube, so just play the original. Might have played this last
I
time.
mean, you could always just get the YouTube link.
Yeah, it's a lot more effort.
Like one extra click, dude. Anyway.
Wait, do you have two bots? Because I was trying to type in something.
Lunabot got replaced because it was struggling.
Oh,
This is
right.
essentially
Down
exactly
for
the same.
maintenance.
No, it's because I was trying to type in commands. I think it's like skip or something like that. It's like, I don't know what you mean. There's no music playing. Earlier.
Yeah, there's probably some kinks to do with it at the minute.
King.
No kinks.
But the
Maybe.
problem was with Lunabot, whenever you tried to play something that was like an hour long, the music would just start like cutting out,
Oh right.
which was a big problem when I put on like a 2-hour like
sequence, yeah.
background music thing for D&D. Anyway, so if you would like, you can spend some time here in the pub. You do obviously have fast travel to Phalanx if you wanted to go visit them, but you were told at your earliest convenience, so there doesn't seem to be any major hurry.
So any chance of me going over to well, yeah, so Phalanx, you'd say, sorry. Yeah, I was trying to
Yeah,
figure out
Phalanx, you can go via Gareth's. You worked out a deal, and he is now honor bound to allow you to use him as fast travel.
What a deal. Absolutely going to backfire, but oh, funny.
I mean, it costs you 10 grand.
Yeah.
Or like 7 grand, I think.
It's up to you if you want to do that now or if you want to. If you can wait.
Well, actually, I suppose we can save it for later because we want to clear up whatever these loose ends are.
Yeah, because we still got to worry about a bunch of them. Then there's still the issues to do with everything else.
Yeah. Main plot line first.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want, we can time skip to the following day and say that, you got a room in the lovely Egg Inn, and the following day you can teleport back to Higher Kingdom. Unless there's
we
anything
can
else
just,
that you want to do in the city in the meantime.
I don't think I can't think
Okay.
of anything.
Yeah, I don't
So-
see the need to like roleplay out the whole day if you don't have anything you actually need to do with it. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
We can just say we've gone back
that's
there.
fine. Then. So, in the morning, you say your goodbyes. You bring Virtue into the Bifrost Circle and teleport back to Higher Kingdom. That's the actual Me channel.
Oh, is the actual Me channel? Oh, shit.
Well, it's called Me channel, so
Yeah. It's not playing now, is it? I don't know. Can't tell.
no, it's playing In the Air Tonight, which is also the actual song, I believe.
Oh, shit, yeah, it is. Okay.
No, this sounds like Bardcore.
Yeah, this isn't the normal version.
Yeah, this is the Bardcore version. You're fine.
Oh,
You're
that's fine.
safe.
Cool.
Um, So yeah, come morning, you say your goodbyes and teleport back to Fort Celia, where with your 100% chance, there's no need to roll, and you appear wherever you would like within the island. Where would you draw, Nick?
Shall we go near the pirate ship, where
I was going to say near the actual keep.
or near the entrance to the keep? I mean, it's
Yeah.
all in that area. Yeah, let's go there then, by the fountain.
Okay, so you arrive near the entrance to the keep. One of the first things you notice is that there appear to be some workmen just beginning to carry materials over who were not previously at this island yesterday when you departed. And they seemed like shocked by like the heavily armed adventurers like popping into existence in front of them. And like some of them like drop the lumber and tools they were carrying. Like, oh shit! Oh, you scared us, sir.
Get used to it.
What do they see when they appear?
Like a big flash of like prismatic light, I think, because the way Nick's described it previously is it's kind of like the Bifrost in like the 4 movies, like this rainbow like tunnel that you travel through.
So is it after sleeping, isn't it? That we've done this.
You can do it once per day.
I mean, like now, have we slept?
Oh yeah, you've slept. We fast forwarded it.
This is the next day.
Yeah, you said you didn't want to do anything else that day, so.
Yeah.
And you immediately, Nick, receive a telepathic message from Zetos. Zeltar. Who the hell is Zetos? And why do I keep... I'm sure there's another NPC who has been called Zetos.
Yeah, a dragon, right?
One of the dragons might have been called Zetos, yeah. No, it was the dragon you killed in...
Zetos, evil giant.
in Range Watch.
Evil
Yeah.
ancient gold dragon.
You're right, it
killed
was...
twice.
Yeah.
Kind of.
No, Artemi is the one you killed twice.
What?
Zetos is the one that you
Zetos
killed once.
was the other one, yeah.
Yeah. Either way, Zeltar will immediately contact you telepathically and say, Master Hyakin, I sense your presence on the island again. We're currently on the Dauntless Voyage. We've just finished interviewing the first mate of the ship. If you'd like, I can come and make a report to you, or you can come here.
Go to him. Probably be
Yeah,
easier.
we can go over there and meet you then. So I'll say that to everyone else. Like they're ready for us to go over to the Dauntless Voyage. We can find out what was going on there with the first mate.
Okie doke.
Okay, gang.
So he hears your response and says, "Great, we'll be waiting for you here then, sir." And you get like passing looks from like some of the workmen, and some of them are like not clearing up rubble yet, but they're like surveying the work that needs to be done because this is first thing on the first day.
Or being nosy.
Yeah. Probably. Once you reach the Dauntless Voyage, you are greeted by several of the Dwarven soldiers and directed up onto the deck, where Captain Virion and Zetos are waiting for you in the captain's quarters. And Zetos first of all says, my apologies for not coming to greet you. I don't really know whether you want me to be seen or not. I understand I'm something of an oddity.
I think it's fine for me and my party to see you. I'm not
Okay,
sure.
would
I'm
you
not sure if
prefer
the
that
work
other
is
than that
outside
I
of my-
stay out of sight?
What does everyone else think? Do you think it's okay for the workers to see Zeltar?
What problems would it cause if they didn't see him or did see him?
Scary dragon. Might get frightened.
Scary dragon.
Hide
He's not a dragon.
He's not a dragon.
He's a snake with
Oh.
wings.
Oh,
He's a
sorry.
snake.
Well, I mean, right now he's in a humanoid form,
Yeah.
so he's more like an 8-foot tall, like
But he doesn't look.
Greek statue with rainbow wings.
Those wings are out.
Yeah, those are still part of his form. They're
Right,
significantly
okay.
smaller when he's in humanoid form, but like he's very visibly not a normal person.
Just a baby.
Just a baby.
Very visibly celestial.
Oh right. Can we put clothes? A
So-
cape? We can wear a cape.
Is he just going to stay on this island now, from now on then? Is he just going to
says,
be around?
he says, I'm bound to this island. I actually can't travel very far from it.
In that case, I don't want you to be hiding then. I think it's fine for you to go around.
He breathes a
If
sigh of
anyone
relief.
questions it, we can always fill them in on why you're here.
Very well, sir. I appreciate the freedom.
Enjoy it.
I'll try not to bring any shame to you.
I trust you.
Captain Virion will step forward and say, Virtuosos, to business, I suppose. Pleasure to see you all again. Glad you're in good health. The prisoner that we revived, or that your new comrade revived on your behalf, was the first mate of the ship. Previously, before it had come under Mind Flayer control, as we were able to learn from the logbooks, the ship was called the Swift Sailor. It was a sloop that these pirates had, in their words, commandeered from a small elven town. In our words, stolen like the bunch of filthy pirates they are. According to the first mate, they did some minor piracy for some years, just enough to remain below any significant radar, and avoid any significant backlash for their actions. They hid out in an area far to the north of Duskwatch, where they established a small base. 6 months ago, while out on an expedition searching for prey, they happened across an unusual creature, and it's from this point on that the first mate's memories become a little bit less hazy and perhaps less reliable. It's our personal belief that they were enthralled, mind controlled by these mind flayers during that period. We know that they were captured and brought down to the surface, and they're not entirely sure where on the surface they were taken, but somewhere far away from where they were captured. They were brought before what we suspect is the Elder Brain and forced to submit to its will. I'll spare you the details of the process, but apparently it was not pleasant. The following 6 months or so involved these pirates being used as agents up above the clouds in order to keep an eye on the happenings up here. They're not entirely sure what the sudden change in attitude was, but they received some very urgent orders that they should make their way to an island within the Skystone field, not far from here. We suspect that this is where the Mind Flayers fled to after they left. That they will meet with some comrades there, and that they will begin an attack on this island. From there, it seems that the Elder Brain itself that had enthralled them was on this island waiting for them, and that what little freedom they had was completely stripped away from them. They were more like puppets than functional people. And when it appeared that the Elder Brain was in danger, they found themselves stepping in to sacrifice themselves and their ships without a second thought about it. When the Elder Brain escaped, and it seemed that all the pirates were doomed to sink below the clouds, the Elder Brain released its control on them. which seem to have some sort of backlash on them and cause them to fall into the state that they currently are in. It's my belief that your coatl friend here could potentially restore all of them in the same manner, although it would probably take some time, and I'm sure you have other uses for him in the meantime.
Is there any information regarding where they've travelled back to, other than this, like, escaping from here?
Yes, most likely they traveled to the island where they met the Elder Brain. The first mate's details are fuzzy. It seems that when he was close to the Elder Brain, his actual independence and perception of events is somewhat warped. However, he seemed to be under the impression that there was some sort of magic staircase on this island, in his words, that allowed the mind flayers to come up. There was another group which had bought their own ship. This is what we believe to be that unusual enclosed ship. And the Elder Brain was loaded onto that ship and brought here.
A magic staircase.
Seemed to be his words. I would take them with a significant portion of salt, but clearly there's something on that island that allowed them to travel to and from the surface.
Some strong information. I feel like they might regroup and plan to attack again. That was obviously something that they desired on this island.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to get any information about why they were sent particularly to this island. They were instructed to try and bring in this coatl alive, which is unusual. It would have been easier to kill him. But it doesn't seem like much was really expected of these pirates. They were mostly just cannon fodder.
They will definitely re-attack then. If they're looking to get the if they're looking to get the coatl, they'll be more than likely regrouping to launch another assault.
Certainly a possibility.
So the things that are being controlled by Mr. Headbrain, and they released control over them. Do you say they kind of regained free will, or what was the situation with them?
When control was released over them, yeah, it seems like there was some sort of like whiplash effect that just like instantly rendered them all catatonic. But the implication from the fact they were able to have this conversation with the first mate is now that he's been restored, this first mate appears to have been very much himself once again and freed from the control. Of course, he's still a pirate.
Right.
And
So there's no chance
Captain Virion still intends on, having him arrested.
Okay.
I was about to ask, what are we actually going to do with these pirates? We can't just leave them on this ship.
I mean, theoretically, they are your prisoners. You're the sovereign of this area. If you want them, you can have them. But if not, I was going to take them back to Duskwatch where they'll stand trial. Also, we're going to be busting some ghosts. Unfortunately,
we'll call them the Brainbusters.
Unfortunately, we on the Dauntless Voyage, as well as the Aegis Pride, will be shortly departing from this island now that work is going to be beginning.
Where are these prisoners now?
They are currently being held on the brig, in the brig of the Dauntless Voyage. There's only about half a dozen of them.
I mean, realistically, we haven't really got like the means to hold these people.
No.
It's best if they take them to restore them and then obviously jail them for their crimes, rather than us deal with that. We don't have the means to do it, so
You can dangle them in a well.
put him in the fountain.
Zito, Zito seems Zeltar. Zeltar seems absolutely
Yeah, Zeltar.
horrified by that suggestion.
What, like dangling them in the
Dangling
well?
them in a well, yeah.
Yeah. That's a bit dark, Risu. Where'd that even come from?
Straight up waterboarding these pirates.
They're bad guys.
Yeah.
You still gotta treat them like humans, Christ.
They were also under the
No.
spell of Big Brain Boy.
They were evil before they got mind controlled.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, all the time that you ever had anything to do with them, they were mind controls. Mind slaves to the evil alien monsters.
But yeah, either or, I think it's just easier if we hand them over to the king and
I think so.
his cohort, and let them deal with the with them as prisoners and do what they need to.
Captain Varian will say, in the meantime, we don't know whether you were planning on pursuing these mind flayers or not.
Should we? I'm
That's
speaking to the guys like. Should
Entirely
we?
your decision.
We might need to now, knowing that there's a high chance the reason they came to this isle is for our friend here,
For Zito.
Zoltar.
Zeltar.
I've got Rob saying it now.
Yeah.
Salazar. Got it.
Salazar's someone else entirely, mate.
Zeldar.
Salafar is also the name of a dragon that you've met.
Jesus.
Is that-
But yeah, Zol.
You need to
Zoltar
come up
is-
with more unique names, Logan.
What the hell, man?
They are unique. It's just we're
Wicked.
dumb.
They're all just weird dragon names,
They all
dude.
have to have a different letter of the alphabet to begin with.
Not just Z.
Excuse me, Salafar is an S.
Yeah, and one of them could be an X.
Zalafar.
X-E-A-L.
Xylophar.
God damn it. Okay. Either way, Captain
We're being
Virion will say,
rickrolled.
Yes.
yes. Captain Virion will say, unfortunately, with the Dauntless Voyage and the Aegis Pride both going to depart today, we will not be able to ferry you to this island. The king has instructed me that there is one of the merchant ships that was retrofitted with some minor weapons that he says he's willing to rent out to you if you would like it.
With a crew.
No, you would have to crew it yourselves.
Hey, we could take the pirates.
What were the pirates? What race were they?
They were human. In fact, no, they will have been elves.
Elves. Okay.
Primarily
Oh.
elves.
Why did I think they were mind flayers?
They were
No,
being mind
they're not
controlled by
mind
mind
flayers.
flayers.
They were taken
Oh.
over by them, yeah.
Big brainy people.
I apologize.
I think
for
there will have
not
been
getting
like
them in the well.
somewhat of like a mix of races. There was possibly like some dwarves, possibly some tieflings, but I think primarily they were elves and half elves.
So if they are good guys in the eyes of the law, I know like they've been brainwashed. What would happen?
They would be tried
They
for all
were,
the
they were
piracy
pirates
that they
anyway,
did.
so they would
were
have been
pirates.
thieves.
Before they were mind controlled?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were pirates, and then they got mind controlled, and then they were mind controlled pirates.
So
It was a gateway thing, you know.
gateway drug.
When piracy just doesn't cut it anymore.
When piracy goes wrong,
Yeah.
you wouldn't steal a ship.
You wouldn't
Even
control a
now.
brain.
Brains control you.
Oh yeah? Clever.
Mind flayers. Well, yeah, that too. Your brain controls you, Nick.
I guess. So does yours.
No way.
What controls you?
Okay, we've gone off track
Okay,
here.
yeah.
Sorry.
Back on topic.
Blame Nick.
Sorry, I think I had a mind flayer invasion.
Captain Varian like slowly reaches below his desk for a gun.
So yeah, in the meantime, with the ships going, it might be wise to have the merchant ships if we want to pursue these people now.
So where are we going? Are we trying to get to the island where the magical staircase thing is
That's up
that
to
they
you.
came from?
You could just say, "Nah, this doesn't sound like my problem. I'm going to oversee the construction of my keep for 2 weeks."
A lot of things don't sound like our problem, but we still do
I
them.
was just gonna say, yeah, that is
Like-
They end up being our
that's the
problem.
point of they being adventuring heroes is
Yeah.
you turn what other people's problems are into your problems
It's above my
and
pay
solve
grade.
said problems.
I mean, it's worked out all right for us so far. Let's go and find it.
As I'm sure Mal would be pointing out if he was here, with the fact that they seem to be targeting, our friend here,
Mhm.
it makes sense
Yeah.
for us to make this our problem and deal with it, being it is actually our problem,
Yeah.
rather than it being someone else's problem that we're taking on. So I feel that is the move, is to get this ship and maybe make our way to deal with it and get it over and done with.
Captain Varian says, "Well, we already have a ship picked out for you and retrofitted. If you would like, I can show you to it. It will cost you 500 gold between you all, and we will allow you to rent the ship for as long as you need it for this expedition. We would like you to return it in one piece. We understand that some damages are likely, especially given the fact that you're going to be flying into a skystone field.
Without an actual helmsman and captain.
Well, it's very much, but you're all quite powerful and quite seasoned. I'm sure that between you, you will be able to fly a ship. And he will
Was it
direct
prisoners?
you to... sorry, what were you saying, Rob?
Sorry, whose boat was it? Was it the prisoners or?
No, this is one of the ships that came in with some of the merchants and construction workers who are about to start reconstruction on the thing. This seems to have been something that was arranged by the king. So it is significantly smaller than the Dauntless Voyage, probably about a quarter of the size, enough that it could certainly house more crew than the 5 of you, but it could be piloted by you without too much difficulty. You would need a helmsman, or one of you to be the helmsman. You would also need one of you to be the navigator, and one person to be the lookout.
Okay.
For reference...
When Virtue's back to his normal self, he can help us out as well, right?
Yeah, if you wanted him to.
That's if he wants to himself.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Nick,
yeah.
has Hierarchin considered turning this island into a prisoner island? Much like Australia.
A penal colony.
Jesus Christ, Rob.
No, Rob.
Was that
What's
too
wrong
far?
with
I
you?
don't know, I think it might be. Wait, was that a colony? Oh, I don't know history.
No, Australia was.
It was to begin with.
Australia was a penal colony.
Yeah, it was.
How it started. Everyone who we exiled went to Australia. Anyway, to describe the ship very briefly, it is significantly smaller, but it is a three-mast ship. It looks like it was originally a particularly large, fishing barge, which has been retrofitted. You can still see some of the anchor points where nets would have been held, which now house rigging and safety rails and such to make it easier to get around the ship. And there is 4 cannons on it, 2 on either side.
Where's the ship, Logan?
I can move you onto the ship if you would like.
No, just meant on the
map.
Have
Put it on
the
the map.
ships left, or are they still there?
They will be leaving today.
Okay.
Wait, so was the king on this island while we kind of disappeared for a day?
He's back on his ship currently.
But he was here while we all kind of left.
Yeah, he was organising the construction.
Okay, that's right then. We didn't just ditch him.
So
Completely.
He's a king, dude. He doesn't need your supervision.
No, but he was our guest in a sense.
Shrink this down to the right size.
well, that looks bigger than the
Oh.
daughter's voyage. Okay, there we
that-
go.
that's more
No,
like
shit.
it.
Much more like it. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit smaller than that.
What?
No,
Oh,
come
like
on,
that.
stop.
There we go.
We're
Yeah,
paying
a bit smaller
500
than
gold
that.
for that.
500 gold.
To rent that. Yeah,
I
to
rent.
rent it.
To rent that, and it's
Rent
500
it.
gold.
Jeez.
It's a
Might as well
ship
have
with
built our
4
own.
cannons. You could. Cost you more than 500 gold, but you could.
I bet
The
there's
dragon would eat us.
plenty of wood in these abandoned buildings.
It's
here. We
about
could
the
make
same
our own
size as
pirate
the
ship.
Sky Swimmer was,
Okay then.
Ah,
which was Vero's
Oh.
ship.
What's this ship called?
Doesn't have a name yet.
Oh,
You can name it if you would like.
Boaty McBoatface.
Bodie McBoatface.
Yes.
Oh, Imit Boatface. Did you know they didn't actually name the boat that? They named like
Yeah, it was
the
the
long,
The,
like
Yeah,
the submarine.
lifeboat or something.
Oh.
They named
Yeah.
after it instead. It was like the way they got around it, and they gave the actual ship like a name that isn't
Yeah.
stupid.
I mean, they
It's
shouldn't
like
have put
David
it to a
Attenborough
democrat. They
ship
shouldn't
or
have put it
something,
to a
right?
democratic vote then.
Yeah,
Well,
Shouldn't
democracy's a scam, guys.
It gives all the idiots voices. We need dictatorship.
I mean,
Bring
It was-
back the monarchy.
I mean, it was like considered a true democratic vote because literally anyone could vote.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like, which is the difference between democratic voting in a country. But anyway, with that in mind,
The
I
name
think
by
it,
Imit Boatface. is sick.
it might be nice if I go over to Zoltan. I ask him if he is okay for him to look over Virtue.
He will look to Hyarkin first to see what Hyarkin's response is.
Yeah, go for it. That's why we brought him back
Yeah.
to you.
He takes a look at Virtue and like peers into his eyes and like looks kind of like he's an optician, like doing exam on him, like cast a light cantrip on his finger and like looks
Move
it
it around.
into his eyes, like moves it around. And
Is he
so-
responsive?
I mean, he's responsive, but not like, oh, what the fuck is this? Tries to swat it away. He's more like just following the light with kind of a puzzled expression and says, yeah, your friend seems pretty cursed or enchanted. I can cure it, but I can't do it today. It'd have to wait until tomorrow. I mean, I already used my restorative power, at least my restorative power of the caliber that would be useful on that pirate.
Okie doke.
Okay.
That's fine. We can wait until tomorrow.
Yeah.
This seems to be within my abilities. Not 100% sure what it is that's hit him. It's something weird, but it doesn't seem exceptionally powerful.
Okay.
And,
But you don't need to know what caused it in order to restore him.
I don't believe so. I can grasp the nature of the magic more or less. Enough to dispel it, at least. He, like, gives Virtue, like, a more thorough look and says, I don't think the enchantment is the only thing that's wrong with him. He seems to have gone through quite an ordeal as well. I don't know that he'll be perfectly okay as soon as the enchantment is lifted, but he should at least be himself again. There's no magical cure for PTSD.
See. Well,
Okay.
we
we'll
can
look after
wait
him.
until the morning.
He says, very well. I mean, so far you've only given me mental issues to solve. I am capable of healing other things as well, injuries. I can even regrow missing limbs if need be.
Can he grow
That'd
new
be
limbs?
But I can't bring back the
Dunno.
dead.
Can he grow new limbs?
Not if they didn't already exist.
Okay.
He can't give you a third arm.
Damn.
Maybe a druid could. That sounds like the thing that a druid could do. Or like a really fucked up wizard.
We can find some.
Either way, Captain Varian will say, would you like to rent this boat or not? I mean, you've already named it.
500 gold is fairly cheap, but and you don't have anything bigger, do you?
Not that we are currently able to rent out. We are about to go to war.
To be honest, I don't even think we could man something bigger.
Yeah, do we need a big? I don't think there's enough of us, right?
Worth a shot.
You would need a crew if you had anything bigger,
Yeah.
who of course would need to be paid.
500 gold. Sold.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Well,
do
not
it.
sold, but rented.
Who puts in the money?
I'll put 250
100
in.
each. Okay, if you
Well,
if you want to
I
donate
can go
more,
home.
I'll put 100 in, so it's 350.
We only need 500, don't we?
Yep.
Yep.
I'll put 100 in.
So Sarah put 100, or split that
Yeah.
with Erland. Or 50, sorry. That's all you need
Have,
now, isn't
have
it?
we already?
Erland says, "Look, I got some money if you'll need it.
Yeah, sure.
How much is left?"
I just put the last 100 in. Wait.
Yeah, I think there was 100 left. So it would have been 50 for Risu and 50 for Erland.
It's okay, I can knock off 50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, do that then.
Have we paid Gareth?
You paid Gareth. You haven't paid for the keeps repairs yet,
Okay.
Yeah.
so you do owe 5 grand on that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do some quests.
Between you, you've probably got enough money.
No.
Yeah, but there's a difference between
Who we
having
paying,
enough
the
money
king?
and being able to afford
Yes.
something.
Paying the king, yeah. Okay.
I mean, you don't directly have to put the money into his hands. He
I will-
runs a kingdom.
I will give him 5,000 golds in 1 gold piece coins.
Yeah, should we
He
go
has
to a bank in
assistants to deal
Bulwark and
with
swap
this.
it?
Come
Swap
walks
it
in with
all
a
into
wheelbarrow.
Swap it into
One
copper
copper
pieces.
Oh.
Yeah.
500,000 copper pieces.
Hire out the Aegis Pride and just fill it with copper pieces and send it to him.
It's currently 9:30. There's still plenty more content for you to do if you would like to. We can always go until you get to the island in the center, or we can stop here.
I'm
It's up
happy
to you guys.
Continue on for 10. If other people
Yeah,
Yeah, push
till
till 10.
10 is good. I would like
least.
to go for a shower
I was
before I
was
go
going
to
to
bed.
say, yeah.
I'm covered in paint still.
Hot night as well.
I
and
was just going to
sweating.
say,
That was nothing to do with painting, was it, Nick? You're just putting paint.
No, it's just something I do on Sundays.
finger painting.
Don't we all, man? Nick's
Huffing-
got tribal tattoos painted on him right
Yeah.
now.
huffing
It's like
the
his war
chemicals,
paint.
Nick.
That's it.
um,
Yeah, the
How he
fumes
gets
help
hyped
me
for
as well.
D&D.
so
What were you saying, Alex?
I was just going to say, if we're finishing up, not like in the session, I mean, just for the day
Uh-huh.
in game, I'd like to in the evening to actually go around the fort to try and find some information that I believe might be here in regards to Seraphine.
Okay, sure. I'll allow you to make either a nature or an investigation check.
Never give me a bonus, so gotta just straight roll this. That is an 6. Fucking useful.
Unfortunately, you pick your way around the keep. Well, you do find some religious iconography relating to Melora, the goddess that you know Seraphine is related to. It just seems to be like small, like tattered remains of tapestries where there might have once been like a small shrine of worship at one point. Neither you nor Seraphine is able to pick up on anything at this time. You'll probably have to do like a more thorough investigation later or once the keep is constructed.
Okay. That's
there
basically
is-
we've not been able to go on. Sorry.
The Dungeon Master will tell you there is something to find here.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, have we been through the whole keep?
You haven't had like a full explore of it yet, no.
Okay.
You got the general layout of it, and obviously a lot of parts of it have sort of fallen into disrepair over the last few centuries. With only one coatl to try and upkeep the entire island.
Yeah, it's a bit hard.
He's done a surprisingly good job, but yeah, a lot of the parts of it have fallen into disrepair. Particularly the keep is very difficult to upkeep as one man.
Yeah.
Question is, are you guys going to wait until morning to set out, or set out after Virtue is cleared, or are you going to set out now and
Leave Virtue here.
sort out Virtue and leave him under the protection of Zeltar, and either have Zeltar fix Virtue while you're away, or once you return?
What are the risks of not sleeping for multiple days?
Exhaustion.
Yeah, you need to sleep like once every 24 hours, or you're going to get exhaustion.
Okay.
But you're able to sleep on the ship.
Okay.
We
May
just
have
say
to
we
do it in
take it in
shift.
turns. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd
in
need
shift.
like someone just on watch in case there was any trouble, but like you can do that in shift. Same, you guys have traveled through wilderness on foot. It's the same idea.
And
Yeah.
With Virtue, then, does he need to be like? Can we like sort him out fairly quickly, or are we gonna have to leave him here for someone to deal with his?
You won't be able. Zeltar won't be able to see to him until tomorrow.
Oh,
He could do it in the morning.
Which, yeah, personally, would prefer we do it in the morning. We'd try set off in the morning, probably better,
yeah.
rather than trying to do stuff all today and then setting off and having to then, you know.
I mean, at the minute, you're kind of at the beginning of the day. You guys like woke up and teleported here and had a brief conversation with the captain and with Zeltar. So,
Well, we may as well
like,
head off
if you could
this Saturday.
spend, if you wanted to just wait until tomorrow, I could say you spend the day overseeing construction. Some of the construction work on the keep.
There's not exactly much benefit to that. Like, we may as well set
Not
off
at
and
this point, no.
lose a day. Because like the king's here and he's instructed all the people how to do their jobs and stuff.
Mhm.
And like,
it's
kept
whatever,
another
then.
time. Like, is
Your
it gonna be
presence
bad if
might be required later on in the construction, but at the very least, for like these early stages, you're not really needed yet.
Yeah, we get around to picking the paint and
Mhm.
gotta be there for that.
Don't mention paint.
Yeah, me and Risu will set that one out.
It's Higher Kingdom, though.
Our
Exactly,
kingdom
I
has
can
to
get
do
You
people
have
to
to-
do my work for me.
Yeah, but
It's
you
my
have to
kingdom.
be. It's
sit
symbolic.
on
You
my
have to
throne,
be the
right?
one who like does the first like splash of paint.
Like cutting the ribbon to open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'll
like,
put one strip on the wall and then
Yeah.
leave it.
It's like smashing a bottle of champagne on a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we do that on Ultimate Boatface?
Yeah, you can do. It's like the scene in Shrek 3 where he smashes the bottle of champagne on the boat and it just sinks.
I hope not.
Don't remember
Damn
that.
it, 500 gold wasted.
No.
It'd be
Okay.
more than 500 because we're renting that. That's a rental
So what's
boat.
the plan?
we're
Are you
smashing.
setting out
Oh, yeah.
today, or are you overseeing the keep and setting out after dealing with Virtue?
I don't think we're gonna gain because we'll just be losing time if we waste a day just like chilling around and watching over people. I think it's better to set off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, sure, we could do with virtue, but
Zeltar
else.
will ask you all whether you would like him to wait for your return before he cures virtue, or whether you would just like him to do it tomorrow morning as soon as he can.
I reckon as soon as he can, because then that gives virtue time to readjust to life, have a look around the island, relax. He's on holiday. Splash around in the
Make him think he's woken up on a nice resort or something.
yeah. Splash around in the fountain there.
The fountain of wine.
Not wine yet.
Soon to be.
Soon.
Soon to be wine. This is so inconvenient. Like,
Can
it's
we have a
gonna
little
just
sign there?
attract
Like,
insects.
can we have a sign just next to it saying "Soon to be the wine fountain"?
Yeah. You leave a little note for the construction workers.
Yeah.
This needs to be full of wine.
On my return, make sure it's full of wine.
It's like a really angry looking form, and it's like, do you understand the logistics of what you've asked us?
Yeah.
The
get on
problem
with it.
is, it's like there's no graperies or wineries or whatever it's called on this island. So all the wine is
Yeah.
imported.
Yep.
So it's very expensive to keep importing all this wine after it goes off.
Have to get some great.
Free
You'll need to get a
trees
magic
planted.
item that gives infinite wine.
Wait, can't we use Erland's like tent thing?
No, he can't. You cannot bring
you can't
things
bring it
out
through the
of
door,
the
can you?
tavern. They
Even if it-
disappear.
Even if it goes into someone's bag of holding,
Disappears.
disappears.
In fact, it would disappear the moment it went into the bag of holding because it would be leaving the demi-plane.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Damn.
You
Yeah,
cannot take things from inside the inn.
That fountain is going to smell like vinegar within a few days
Mhm.
because it's going to be so well breathed, pumping through the.
The foreman says, "Look, leave it with me. I'll figure out some sort of logistics for it. It might not be cheap, but we'll find some way to it.
Excellent. Good luck.
It might cost you a little extra, but
That's
we'll
okay. I'll
discuss
pay
that
it.
after construction's complete."
That can be out my own pocket.
Mhm. So I will move you onto the actual thing for the ship now. Here we go. So you'll need to decide on one of you to be the helmsman. If you have proficiency with water vehicles, you can add that to any piloting checks you make. Otherwise, it is just a wisdom check. You will need a navigator who will be required to make survival checks, and you will need a lookout who will be required to make perception checks.
So, what were the checks again? Sorry.
Right. Up Trump's time.
It would be piloting, which is wisdom, but if you have proficiency with water vehicles, you can add that proficiency. It would be being the navigator or the quartermaster, which will be survival, and it will be lookout, which is perception. On a larger ship for a larger voyage with an actual crew, there are other officers that are required, but just for crewing this yourselves, that's all you need.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not built for piloting ships. I've got a 1 for all of those.
I was going to say, it's probably in terms of like navigating, probably Risu, piloting, I'm guessing myself, we're the 2 highest in wisdom stuff. But Risu more naturally probably gifted in survival, I guess. And then in terms of perception, just someone who's pretty perceptive.
I can really only do the pilot thing because my.
I mean, the rest of the party who aren't filling those free roles will also just be like actual crew doing things on the ship, like raising sails, like just helping keep the ship actually moving. So it's not like people are going to be sat idle.
Yeah.
But those are the 3 that are needed to actually make the ship go places. if you have proficiency with any sort of vehicles, it might say so on your background page. But I don't think
I
any
don't
of you have
remember ever seeing
proficiency.
that. No.
No, I don't think any of you
definitely
will.
don't have that in my background. I know that much.
It is something you can train in, however. Once you have your keep set up. That is assuming you would like to.
Well,
I don't know whether you guys
maybe
even want
eventually
a ship.
we'll get a ship.
Yeah, given that you can teleport now. But
If we want to explore the island, so.
the so who is filling what roles?
I'll be
Well,
pretty
who's
bad
got
at
the
doing
best
any of
perception?
them. Mine's terrible.
Yeah, I'm terrible at
Yours is.
everything.
I have a +3 in perception.
Okay.
Except obviously I get advantage on sound based.
Erland
Obvious.
says, I wouldn't be too bad when it comes to any of them. I, kind of got the jack of all trades thing going. I might be the best pilot if none of you are particularly good at it. I actually have a really high wisdom score.
Why don't you show it? I mean, sorry.
Oh.
Man,
Shots
Rissy's
fired.
feisty today.
All right, fine.
She's
It's
tired.
fucking unskilled wisdom check. Sure, he has a +6. That one.
Oh,
He tries to move
We
the
leave
boat
it
and
alone.
just immediately smashes it into the side of the island and goes, "Whoops! All right, that one was on me. I thought the wheel turned the other way. Promise, I'm not
even.
normally that bad."
Inverted controls.
He has on perception. He also has +6, and on survival he has +6 on each of them.
Pretty certain when it comes to survival, it's either going to be a toss up between myself or Risu.
Yeah, I would say Sarah's probably the most likely. Who's just left? Nick?
Nick just died. By the looks of it, he's just gone.
You hate to
oh
see it.
no!
The heat got to him.
Yeah,
got
Like
the
it's
echo.
like a
he's
pain.
like fully offline, like gone.
Oh jeez.
Oh,
Trip the mains in his room.
Oh, he's coming back.
good bad.
What happened?
That was weird. Discord just decided to shut off.
Uh,
I just
did?
lost sound and I was like, huh? Where's everyone gone? Oh,
You
it's
did, okay.
closed.
Okay.
I don't know. It's all right now.
But yeah. Erland says that he could do a decent job in any of those 3 roles.
Okay, well, Sarah technically just outpips me on survival, so
Makes
probably-
sense. She is a ranger.
yeah, I was gonna say, and then obviously perception. While sight-wise, I'm meh. For sound, a-okay.
This is primarily going to be sight, but
Yeah, it's just more of a thing of like, if I can hear shit, I'll probably hear it better. But other than that, it's up to other people. But yeah.
yeah. But basically, keeping you guys on track will be primarily the duty of the navigator and the lookout, and actually piloting and moving where he's told to will be the job of the helmsman, which I guess will be Erland.
Yeah.
Moving on to the wheel. There is not a crow's nest, however, there is rigging that can be climbed.
I literally just hop, skimp, and sprint my way up to the very tallest mast, and I'm just perched on the top of it, basically.
Monks. Risu, you could get up there easier, totally.
yeah.
You don't feel threatened.
No.
I then at this point say, yes, but which one of us does it flash you?
Erland picks his nose,
I'm not surprised he's done that.
wipes it on the steering wheel.
Yeah, he's definitely the pilot from now on.
Burps. So, to give you guys an idea, the Skystone Field is very close to the island. Close enough that potentially it could be used as a resource for the island. It certainly falls within your territory, as in within the same hex. it's about, even though you're not moving very fast on this ship, you'll get there within an hour or two. And then traveling through the Skystone field will be a more difficult thing that generally requires a skilled crew or is considered to be quite dangerous. Duskwatch in particular is known for having a mining industry where they mine from Skystone fields. It's used to make Skystone cores, which help ships fly, and as well for materials for enchanting. What you learned while you were in Duskwatch a very long time ago is that Skystone fields are considered to be quite dangerous because it's a place where there's a lot of wild magic, and it's quite likely that portals will appear to the various elemental planes. It makes it more difficult to navigate safely. So I would like everyone to make a check for their station just to get you all safely to the fields and get a feel for the ship.
Ooh. Yeah.
Okay, well, what
I
did you
rolled a
get?
6.
Plus anything?
Yeah, that is including my plus.
Nice. All right. You look out and you're not really sure what you're meant to be like looking out for, and then like a moment too late, you sort of like realize, oh shit, Erlan's coming really close to the Dauntless Voyage on his way out, and I haven't called it out to him. And thankfully, Erlan and Risu are able to pick up the slack as like Risu like calls out to him, and Erlan is skilled enough behind the wheel that he's able to like pull away sharply and then correct so that the back end of the ship doesn't swing out. He's like, "See, I told you guys I could do this." Picks his nose again.
Is he drifting?
Deja
Yeah,
vu.
it sort of does end up as like a drift because like he pulls the front end around and it like swings the back end out, and then he has to like correct and bring the back end in line. So it does kind of end up looking like he's drifting.
Nice.
And like pulls out a bottle of rum. It's like, this is what I needed. However, once you are clear of the island, it's very much open skies until you get to the Skystone field, at which point that is when your actual troubles will begin. And I need to get some better music for that. Like this one. This is a bit peaceful. Slash play. There we go. And
Why do I hear boss
slash.
music?
Yep. It's not going to be a battle. You're fine. However, navigating the Skystone field is difficult, and it's essentially going to work as a skill challenge. You are going to suffer complications while you travel through the Skystone field, and you are going to need to come up with ways to use your skills in order to safely pass through. Fail too many times, and your ship will get damaged, and you will have to return or risk the ship sinking. So, first of all, it takes you a little bit of like getting used to, and thankfully you have the journey to the field to sort of get your eye in and get an idea for what it actually takes to pilot this ship before you get to the field. And it takes a little while as sort of like you get into, essentially the Skystone field is like an asteroid field, so it takes a little while before the large like floating boulders begin to get dense enough they actually pose a challenge while you can get in. Eventually, you sort of end up a little bit deeper into the field where you lose sight of the island behind you. And now you are going to have to, A, try and keep on track, and B, try and navigate the difficulties. First of all, unfortunately, due to your inexperience, Hyarkin, you would probably be the first to notice this, being a planar expert. You sense the presence of a planar portal nearby, as quite well, maybe sort of 100 feet away from you. like coming around the other side of one of these large like asteroids, you notice a planar portal which is almost indistinguishable from the air around it to the elemental plane of air. This, of course, being a portal to the elemental plane of air, carries an abnormally strong gust which begins to push you off course and onto a collision course with a particularly large asteroid. You guys are going to have to find some way of correcting your course.
Pursue, flap harder.
If you guys can't think of anything, Erlan can attempt to make a piloting check to bring you back on course.
Can we
So it's a
turn
massive gust of. I was going to say if we turn the
Turn sharp.
no. I
No,
was gonna
the
say
sails.
Pull
Turn
pull
the
the
sails.
sails or pull the sails up so like they're not so it's not catching the wind.
So we're just drifting rather than being caught by wind.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll
currently
take a
like the
blast,
wind
but
is
it's-
catching you and like pulling you.
Yeah, so if we pull the sails up, that might help.
Yes, it would certainly
stop.
help. I would say it will be an athletics check from one of you in order to try and raise the sails quickly as you have to like pull this rope arm over arm. One of you can attempt to make the athletics check, and if you would like, another one of you can attempt to assist, which will give them advantage.
Someone want to give me a hand?
I will
I'll do it.
assist. Yeah.
All right, I
Okay.
get advantage. Let's hope
So
I
yeah,
roll
yeah.
right.
Oh,
Like,
Oh.
like grabs the
Wait,
yeah, well,
wait. Rob is assisting me, right?
yeah.
yes. So
That his roll don't work then.
okay. Well, Rob does a really good job of assisting you.
Oh,
Yeah, he don't though.
Oh, no,
Why
you're
did you
all-
not do well on your check?
I got a 12 total.
That was with advantage.
Yes.
Oof.
I rolled
Hey,
a 4 and a
can I grant
1.
lucky for him
Mm,
or not? 'Cause
no,
we're
but
not in a
you
battle.
do have an ability that could add a D4, I believe.
can Matt do bardic inspiration?
It's a bit
He
late now, isn't
can,
it?
but he has
No,
to do
it's
it
too late.
beforehand.
It's
He says, "Look,
yeah,
the
I've
next,
got bend luck, which could help.
yeah, if you would like to use it, I think it adds a D4.
Yeah,
Okay, is that what you'd like to do,
yeah, sure, worth a try. Use 2 sorcery points
Alex?
add a
to
D4.
grant
Yep.
an extra D4 to your roll.
It's a 14 total then.
Okay, 14. It's not enough to count as a failure. However, it's not a full success. You are able to raise the sails and slow your approach to this asteroid. However, you are still on a collision course. Erlan will call out, next time someone's about to try something, let me help you out first.
Okay, Erlan Senpai.
Yeah, sorry. Normally I'm pretty good at some like using
Look,
strength.
I'm just trying to be helpful here, man.
Who's pinging in the green?
Oh, me.
Oh, okay.
What were you doing?
I was wondering what was
I
going on. I
was-
thought it was Logan trying to hint at something.
Oh, I had my character
Ah.
sheet up over it. I didn't see that.
No, I was just getting the crosshatches.
I see. Very exciting. Is there anything that Risu
We're on a
would like
collision
to
course.
attempt?
Oh, look, crosshatches.
What to?
Yeah,
To
is there
raise the
anything you
sail?
can think of? Well, any way
Well,
that you can
anything
think
to move
of to
away
try
from it.
and help correct your course or help move this obstacle out of the way, maybe? Anything that Risu could think of to try and do it?
Well, I thought of changing the sails direction.
Well, we've pulled them
Um,
up, so it's not
Yeah.
catching the wind.
Yes,
What
which has
would
slowed
they-
you down, but
Can
What's
we
ahead of us?
shift?
sorry, what's going on?
What's ahead of us?
Currently
asteroid.
you are sort of, like in this asteroid field, and you are sort of like drifting off course on a collision with like a particularly large block of like sky stone and ice.
No, I don't think I can think of anything really, sorry.
Would I be able to use some sort of magic spell to try and, hit the asteroid or
Yeah,
break it
potentially.
apart or something?
Wait, can I? Oh, yeah. So I wasn't paying
Go on,
attention.
Rob. What
I
were
was
you
going
going
to
to
say, could I
say?
use fireball?
Yeah,
You both could.
potentially.
I haven't got fireball anymore, but I've got the lightning bolt one, which would probably do the same thing.
hmm
There's no nipples to twist.
Not that one.
Out of
EA
curiosity,
could just means lightning bolt.
out of
Lightning bolt.
curiosity, can I use enlarge reduce on a big bit of bolt, or is it only on live beams?
I will say, for the sake of this, yes, because it's a skill challenge. I will allow it. You're not going to like shrink the thing down to nothing, but it would definitely help. But yeah, I think that's an imaginative enough use of the spell. I like it.
Cool. Probably one of the first times I've used this spell.
So, does it have a range of touch?
30 feet.
Okay, yeah. You will have to wait until you're very close to it then. But yeah, you can move to the front of the ship and just be ready of like, okay, when this happens, I'm going to make the asteroid smaller in order to make it easier to navigate around.
Yeah.
I haven't got my 7th level spell slot back yet, have I? We
Don't
haven't had the
believe
rest
so,
since
no.
we teleported.
You haven't slept.
No. Damn.
Wait, did I get the
Okay.
spell slot for the sending back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you rested while you were in Bulwark.
I thought so.
So apart from Hyarkin, everyone should be on full.
Yeah.
Erlan says, I can fireball as well if you want to just try and blast this thing.
Maybe all 3 of us should fire at it at the same time.
Okay. Sure.
What order are we doing this in? Like, should we?
This
have
isn't in
a-
like an initiative.
Just all do it together.
Yeah.
Just all aim and just
Okay.
shoot it.
So yeah. So shall I do fireball with you? Or
Oh
enlarge
wait, how
reduce?
many feet away is this?
I mean, you can wait until it's within range, because it's like 100 feet for you, isn't it?
Yeah, 100 feet. That's why I was asking.
Is that fireball?
Yeah. No, lightning bolt.
lightning
I haven't
bolt.
got. I haven't got fireball anymore.
Let me just pull up Fireball. Fireball has a range of 150 feet, so
Okay.
it's like, you guys are probably closing in on 100 feet pretty quick at
Yeah.
this point.
Sure.
Okay.
And-
Should we just like count down like 3, 2, 1,
Yeah.
and then fire around?
Like, Erlan moves to the front of the ship. And it's like, alright, I'm going to cast this, and then I'm going to run back to the wheel.
It's like rooting around in your boot, then
Yeah.
going back to the steering wheel.
Okay, so if Rob, and Erlan both cast Fireball and mark off the spell slot, and Hyarkin casts Lightning Bolt and marks off the spell slot,
Who's right?
I think that, in conjunction with the Enlarge Reduce, will be enough to count as a success for this.
Okay.
Because I think the Enlarge Reduce is an imaginative use of it, and like, yeah, the just like concussive blast of like hitting it with destructive magic like shears off like a significant portion of this
so we, like, shrink
boulder.
it and then break it apart.
Yeah, sure. Well, it's more like you break it apart and then like the bit that's still remaining, like Erlan like shrinks it
Oh,
away
okay.
from you.
Yeah.
Or not Erlan, sorry, Art shrinks it away from you. It's like, yeah, you like shear off a section of this asteroid and like set it spinning away from you so that it's like gonna glance along the side of the ship, and then Art like reaches out with the reduce and like shrinks it so it just sort of skids around the ship, and Erlan's
that's
able
cool.
to like hold the ship to the side and get around it.
Nice.
And that is your first complication successfully averted.
First of not many, I hope.
Not too many, smiley face.
Logan's got like a huge list in front of him.
Well,
Oh wait, do I need to roll wild magic surge?
Yeah, sure, make a wild magic roll.
I just made it worse.
D20.
Funny.
6.
6, you're
Hey.
safe.
Hey.
We said 5 or less.
Ooh.
Yep.
So, the next one you notice, however, being like having just got in touch with your magic again and feeling the wild magic, you sense that the influence of the astral plane is particularly strong in the area that you're heading up to, and like over the next few minutes, you begin to come into an area where there is these extremely large astral jellyfish that appear to have gotten lost and ended up on the material plane. Each one of them is about the size of this ship. And they seem passive for now as long as they're not threatened, but they are very much in your way.
my god.
You're going to need some way of piloting around them, or clearing them out of the way without pissing them off.
Is it still windy, or have we got past that bit?
You've
now?
gotten past the wind. You've navigated around that.
So we just
and
trust that
then, like-
Erlan's a good pilot.
Well, you can do. If you can't think of anything, Erlan will attempt to make a piloting check.
Well, if they're not doing anything, it seems a bit silly to attack.
Well,
them,
they're all sort of in your way. You need some way of navigating around them,
but they're just floating there.
or
they
getting
doing
them out of the
anything.
way. They're just sort of like floating around. They don't really care about you at the minute, but they're very much in the way,
Okay.
like jellyfish are.
So they're not likely to attack us.
They're not going to attack you intentionally,
Okay.
but they are an obstacle.
Is one of them
Are
little
they
squishy,
just-
and is it going to be my friend?
And I will name him Squishy. Are they just?
Are they just directly ahead, or are there also some above and below as well?
You've
Would we
sort
be
of
able
like,
to go up and over them, maybe?
you could potentially attempt to. They are like in all directions. You've sort of like, you saw one or
wall of
two and were
jellyfish.
like, huh, weird, and sort of like ended up finding yourselves due to inexperience in sort of the middle of this colony of them. You could attempt to navigate higher up where it will potentially be safer. I would allow maybe a perception check to try and spot like a safe route to pass through. And Erlan says, I can give someone inspiration if they'd like to try and find
Yeah,
us a way through here.
Who's going to roll perception?
I would
I've
say
only got
me,
a-
but
I've
I've
only
been
got a
rolling
plus
so
one,
bad
so-
all game. I am not doing it.
I got terrible perception anyway.
There's probably
That's
someone
plus
better than me.
4.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Unless
Ah.
anyone beats that.
He says,
-2.
I can give you a d10 to add to that +4.
Sure. Help me with your half-elf eyes.
He throws a bottle of wine at you and shouts, work harder!
Nice.
And you're inspired.
Somehow.
Wine and floor.
No,
Hey.
well,
No, a d10,
No,
so
you
roll a
need to roll it.
d10 and
Oh,
add it.
and a d2.
18. So
I mean, close enough,
14
22.
plus 8, 22. It's pretty goddamn good. You like turn around to flip off Erlan when he throws the bottle at you, and you realize your middle finger is pointing directly to like a space where all of the jellyfish have sort of like diverged to get around a asteroid and not really converged again yet, where like it would be within Erlan's abilities to pilot there and get out. So, we can count that as most of a success, and Erlan can just attempt to make an easy piloting check if you would like, or if there's anything else you can think of.
if that's just an easy piloting check from him,
It'll
I
be
can do
DC
it.
12
You can do that. He's got like a
plus
decent.
6.
Yeah, there you go. It's like
Yeah.
half of it already.
I could give him that bend luck thing as well, couldn't I? I can still use that again.
I don't know, how many times can you use it?
However many
Your
sorcery
ability.
points you
Well,
have.
it just says it uses 2 sorcery points, and I've
Oh,
got 12
sick,
left.
yeah.
So
Yeah, you can just
I
do
could
that
use
for
it.
2 sorcery points then.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a once per short rest, but yeah.
No, it's a sorcery point thing.
Okay, yeah, sure. In that case, I will make the unskilled wisdom check.
Can
Yeah, I don't think he needs
Oh
it,
wow,
to
I
be
don't
honest,
need
dog.
it. Yep.
Wow.
I gotta roll well
He's
sometimes.
getting really cocky up there, isn't he?
Yeah, he like does a barrel roll. You all like have to desperately grab onto something or fall off into the sky. And he goes like, "Oh shit, I shouldn't have done that."
Wait, where's the front of the ship on this fucker?
Well, it is.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it? That's the
right.
front?
That's the front. Look
You
where all
sure?
the yes.
But
Yeah, the front's here.
that
yeah, the
looks
wheel
like
is at
the
the back.
wheel.
Yeah, it's at the
Yeah,
back.
the wheels are at the back.
Oh, right, okay.
It's a sailing ship, dude.
It's a rudder.
You played Sea of Thieves. The wheel is by the rudder.
Out of curiosity, could I have used Mage Hand to distract these jellyfish and get them to?
Maybe to distract one of them. I would have allowed you to attempt it. It would have been a roll.
Yeah.
Crab brain, crab brain.
Like if there was like one in the way, you could have like bothered it enough that it like tries to attack the mage hand and like swipes out of your way. Either way, that is the second of 3 complications dealt with, as you manage to navigate through and away from the jellyfish. Unfortunately, Hierarchin, the idea comes to you a little bit too late when you realize that all these jellyfish that came from the Astral Sea must have come through a portal, and you're not really sure how well this ship is going to fly in another plane, as suddenly the ship begins to lose some of its momentum and some of its buoyancy, and suddenly it lists hard to the side and begins to lose altitude. As you have
we
strayed
gone through another plane?
No,
Or
but
are we
you've
just
strayed
close to
very
one?
close to a portal into the astral plane, and currently you are like listing hard towards another asteroid, which the ship is currently very difficult to control right now and unresponsive.
If the ship has a bunch of cargo on board, if we put all the cargo onto one side of the ship, can we kind of steer it without using the sails?
And if we all run over
I
there,
like
and
that as an
hold on,
idea. Of like, yeah, you can like move the cannons and like move some of
Counterbalance
like
it.
the supplies and try and counterbalance the ship.
Yeah.
I like that as an idea.
Cool.
What sort of role should we do for that? I think trying to like move all of the stuff we can make like as a group athletics check. And since Erlan isn't very
Any
useful
chance of
on
you
that,
letting me use an acrobatics?
no. However, Erlan can inspire you.
So yeah, I was gonna say sometimes you let me use acrobatics, but this
Yeah,
is
you're
not
gonna
me.
like
Partly
all over
Backflipping
to the
isn't going
cannons.
to help you move a cannon.
I won't help. I have a -4 to it.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
What's this you're trying to help? What are we trying to do?
You are trying to move any of the heavy equipment, like the cannons or the cargo, to try and counterbalance the ship and right it.
And is that just an unskilled strength?
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Athletics, sorry.
Athletics, did you
Athletics.
say?
Something I'm really good at, but again, I've been rolling so poorly, I don't know if I should.
Get some new
But yeah.
dice. Stop
Art,
using
are
the
you
plastic
going to
dice
attempt it
roll.
as well?
Yeah.
And Hierarchin, are you going to attempt it?
Yeah, I mean, I've only got a 1, but it'll help at least.
Okay, well,
Slightly.
we will
Yeah,
say that
I'm no help. I'm no help.
Erlan was also going to inspire. So Nick, roll a d10 and he will have inspired you. As again, he throws another bottle of
Hey,
wine
that's
at
pretty good.
Hierarchin. There we go. And
Thanks, mate.
Sure. Alex, what did you roll?
I rolled a 10.
Plus anything?
That is with the plus.
Oh man, you are doing Logan rolls today, huh?
I rolled a 2.
Okay.
The highest roll I've rolled today was a 6.
Where's your dice jail?
I wish I had it.
They
The
need to
problem
go in
is,
there.
is
Get new dice.
They would both go in there.
You'd have
So,
nothing left to roll.
You guys are able to sort of like bring the ship up righted. You're still losing altitude. However, the ship will now be easier to control if it comes to a piloting check for Erlan. Is there anything else you can think of, or will Erlan make a DC 12 check again?
Where is the like? Is it like we've lost altitude? Is that because whatever the stone thing is like losing power?
Essentially, it's being interfered with by the portal into the astral plane. It seems
Okay.
like
Kind of like a black hole. He's sucking.
more like the magic that makes these ships float is something specific to Horizon, and if you get too close to not Horizon, the ships stop working properly. Not to say they don't work at all, but they stop working properly.
Could we like supercharge the stone by infusing magic into it or something? Would that work?
That sounds like an idea to me, sure. If you can get up to 5 levels in spell slots spent into it, I will call it a success.
Can I do that by what level is see invisibility? I can't
One
remember what these.
second.
Wait, does
I can't remember.
Hierarchin have dispel magic and like do anything with his
I'm
spells?
pretty certain it's only like a level 3 spell. Or...
I
can
do
find
have
out for
dispel
you.
magic, but I don't know whether that would work on a portal.
I mean, if you were able to get close to the portal, Hierarchin has closed them before.
That would mean
See,
steering closer to it, which might cause more trouble to the ship.
Well, it would just mean getting hierarchy closer to it.
Okay.
See,
I did-
invisibility
I
is a
did just
second level
learn-
spell, by the way.
I
Yeah.
did just learn fly.
But I mean, you could add that to something else. But yeah, Hyarkin, if you would like to try and do that, I will.
What did I do to close it then? What I do when
Um,
I get to it?
Previously, you just spent, I think it was a third level spell slot in order to
Just
close.
anything.
Well, it was more just like you poured the magic in order to like
Oh, okay.
disrupt the portal and make it unstable and close on its own,
So,
which is something I allowed you to do on account of the fact that Hyarkin is an expert on
yeah, he
playing
just
our
knows
travel.
about them. Sure. I haven't got the description for fly, so what
I can tell you. Hang on.
what can I do with that?
Fly. It is a concentration spell, lasts up to 10 minutes. You touch a willing creature, which could be yourself, and the target gains a flying speed of 60 feet for the duration. When the spell ends, if the target is still aloft, the target falls if it is still aloft, unless it can stop the fall.
Hyarkin touches
So-
himself.
Concentration. Does that mean I can or can't use another spell while I'm flying?
You can use another spell so long as it does not require concentration.
Does using up a level 3 slot to close the portal require concentration? I mean, I've done it before, so it's like second nature to me now, right?
Yeah, but I kind of like the idea that someone's going to have to catch you.
Okay,
I mean-
Risu, fly underneath.
No.
Can Risu carry him?
Would
Not
she be
so
strong
much.
enough? No.
Definitely not.
Also, do we have those fancy buoyancy jackets?
Yes, you will definitely have sky harnesses, actually. That
Cool.
would allow you to fly for one round, which I kind of like, yeah, that
Okay.
would work. Of
Hell
like,
yeah.
you fly up there, spend the third level spell slot to knock it out, and then use
then
your
use the
harness,
harness
to
to
fly
fly
back.
back. Okay, let's do that. That sounds fun.
fits.
Nice.
Sure. So,
Wait, let me
what-
just check. There's nothing between us and the portal that's going to like kill me on the way, is there?
There is not, no.
Okay.
This is safe to do.
There's no
but
like rogue
This is
jellyfish.
suicidally dangerous, but for you it is cool enough to be safe.
There's not like a mini asteroid that's going to fly
Yeah.
out of nowhere and hit me in the sky.
You will be okay.
Okay, let's do it. So I'll fly
Yeah.
over.
Okay, so third level spell slot to fly
So,
over.
Yeah,
Does,
tick that
like,
off.
what does it look like when you fly? Do you just like sort of Superman over there? Or...
I mean, yeah, I'm wearing
do
a
you
big
grow
flowy
wings?
cape anyway, right?
Oh, okay, so you're more like Doctor Strange sort of fly.
I could just
Yeah,
imagine
yeah, just sort of
Hyarkin doing
floating
front
over to it.
crawl
Yeah.
in a
Front crawl.
Doggy paddles.
doggy paddles.
Okay,
So I'm like Doctor Strange, but I have to kind of put some effort into actually moving
Okay.
forward.
sure. At 60 feet around though, so it's faster than running
I like
slightly.
that.
Um,
Okay.
and yeah, you like fly up, approaching this portal, and it's like almost completely transparent. It's very hard to even notice against the sky, but
Okay.
given your expertise, you're able to like find it, fly up to it.
And then I just
and then-
burp some magic out.
Is that what it looks like for you?
Yeah.
Sure.
Just open my mouth, and just magic comes out and goes into the portal.
And yeah, the portal begins to like flicker and waver, and then it just sort of like implodes in on itself, and you get like you lurch forwards, and the fly spell drops on you.
Quick,
And,
inflate the life jacket.
You like slam one of the crystals on the sky harness and get like this instant like burst of speed as you like fly back and like slam onto the deck.
Cracking one of the wooden planks as I land.
Mhm. Sure, roll a d20.
Oh no,
Oh.
no! Let's not do that because we owe them for this. We're only renting it.
Yeah, roll a d20 for me as well, please.
Oh no. Okay, 16.
16, you're safe. No wild magic surge.
No.
However, that is in fact the third out of 3 complications. As you finally find yourselves approaching this island, there seems to be, you're coming to the edge of sort of a clearing within the center of this skystone field, where an island appears to be. You can see the strange submarine-like ship, which is all enclosed, docked at the side of the island, and you can see some movement on the island. There's definitely some people there. You can see the ruins of some sort of structure, and from this distance you can see some sort of orange glow not far away from the structure.
Is it fire?
Seems magical. There is also a campfire, actually, I will say that. However, I will say that since you've reached the island in the center, this is a pretty good place to stop for the night.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah,
That was
okay.
fun.
I think that flying complications things went better than I expected, to be honest. I think you guys did a really good job.
Yeah, we
Right,
seemed,
coming up with,
seemed
like,
to get through it well.
imaginative ways to do the skill checks.
And some great rolling from everyone.
Yeah, except for one person in particular.
Alex.
Don't know who you're on about.
It
I mean, the person who usually rolls
has to happen
immense.
to you eventually.
It's like, oh, we're gonna completely forget that I'm usually the god of rolling.
This is what you get for having these non-digital dice.
Yeah. I mean, at least it proves that he's not just being like, yeah, I rolled a 15.
Yeah, I'm actually saying, like, literally, I think the highest I rolled was a 6.
I can't
Yep.
hear you rolling them today, though. Before I can hear
Yeah,
the clatter.
I've been getting that with my dice tower. It gets cut out by the background noise if you're not
Ah.
speaking at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
For
I think
example,
I've only heard it like twice.
Watch me roll now and you don't hear anything. And now
Yeah.
watch me roll and you do hear something.
hear
La la la
anything.
la la.
Nope, couldn't hear it.
Really? None of either
I
of
heard
those
it.
times?
No, didn't hear it either
Try
time.
your fan off.
Damn. I mean, I do have my
That
fan
proved
on.
you
but-
wrong.
Well,
Long...
normally speaking is enough to activate the microphone so you can actually like hear it in the background. Weird. I can
I thought it was
sometimes
just
hear.
failing all the time.
It is. Oh,
There.
I love D&D.
Oh, they rolled a 1.
Yes, another one. My powers grow. Yeah. What you don't know is I save up all of my bad rolls, and each one makes me progressively more powerful. At this point, I could extinguish the sun in real life at any moment.
Don't will die.
That
Yeah.
was fun.
Good game, everyone. Thanks for coming on.
Good
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
game,
okay.
game.
Thanks for
Bye.
hosting it, as always.
I would like to do the next session in 2 weeks' time. Alex, I don't